Yo, what's going on, everybody? How is everybody doing this morning? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How is everybody doing this morning? Okay, good. And it's good to know that my volume is working this time. My microphone is working, so I had to give it a double check. But thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Yes, yes, yes. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And if you're tuning in, just know that we are multi-streaming. We have multiple ways that we are streaming. We are streaming on Kick, Twitch, and YouTube as well. You can follow all the links there in the by whoops wrong one. You can follow all the different links in my link tree to check out where we're streaming at on different platforms. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate y'all. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, so we're up early this morning, and I don't think I cut my AC on in the building because your boy's about to break a sweat right now. Sheesh, I shouldn't have. She should have cut the fan on a little bit. Yeah, I might have to take a quick pause real quick and run that AC because I cannot be sitting over here sweating because it's already hot as it is in Texas, as you already know. Then I can't sit here just be sitting here sweating bees while I'm trying to give y'all a show. But thank y'all so much. And if you're here on YouTube, do me a quick favor, hit that like button right there. It's gonna pop up. Does it pop up? Yes, it does. It's right there. Hit that like button, get the algorithm out today. We got a pretty good show in for you today as we have to run through the different topics that we have, of course, and different things that's going on in the world, and as well as how to pivot and move forward in the way we are living. But hopefully, if you're at work and you're tuning in, you can have me on your headphones and be sniggling and laughing while you're at work, just chilling and minding your business. And hopefully, your boss don't get upset at you and you get in trouble sitting here laughing at whatever it is that you're listening to. But as always, we are here at the top of the morning, getting it in early. And I may try to do these more often in the morning times. It kind of feels a little bit better, gets the morning right. And your boy had to make him a nice little cup of coffee. You hear that? Can you hear that sound? Yeah, that's me stirring up my coffee. Kind of like the sound that you hear in the movie Get Out before you send you to that sunken place, if you know what I mean. Yeah, buddy. Let me make sure my mic is good. There we go. We got good volume there. Let me take a swig of this coffee because I've been having to let it cool off. And there we go. Let me get me a nice little swig in before we get started. Ooh, it's nice and hot too. Oh yeah. Yes, sir. That's it right there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Round of applause for that coffee that was made this morning by yours truly. That was fantastic. I'm gonna drop that too hard right there. But as always, if you're tuning in, yes, like I said, we got multiple ways you can tune in. You can do super chats on YouTube. You can come in on Kick and Twitch. Twitch, you know how Twitch works. They got the little bit thing that they got going on over there. Kick, I don't know what they have. But if you ever wanted to support your boy, at the bottom of the screen, as you can see, we have the Cash App and we have the Venmo. And of course, you will be a priority if you have any questions or anything important you want to say. Otherwise, feel free to just chat in the chat at any given moment. And we're going to go ahead and get this show kicked off. And the first thing we got to start with is we have to start with our fitness lifestyle because, I mean, there's no other way to live your life. You got to have the fitness going. And I need to turn my phone down on silent because right now it is dinging and dinging and dinging and is echoing and reverberating all through the... Let me turn that down. We good? Yeah, just in case somebody calls me. Man, I'm looking at myself on my YouTube. Doesn't look too bad. Let's see what we got right here. Is it good? Is it showing up on Kick good? Hopefully I'm not frozen or nothing like that. Am I frozen on Kick? I hope not. Am I? No. Nope, not at all. See, check me out. Look at me. Yeah, buddy. There it goes. All right, so we're good to go. We're going to go ahead and get this crack-a-lack, and we're going to go ahead and get this started. And I forgot to charge. I put my phone on the charger, too. That sucks. Do I have my charger near me? I do not. Oh, no. All right. Well, anyway, without much further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right in it. And we're going to start with, of course, yours truly. We're going to start with the fitness side of things. And we're going to start off with a familiar face that everybody knows. And, you know, whenever you're in the fitness world of life, everybody's always concerned. If you're not an avid gym goer, everybody's always concerned about looking stupid in the gym, making mistakes or whatnot. So we're going to show you a few mistakes, but we're going to show you a mistake from a familiar face that most people they know and they recognize. And it doesn't matter who you are. If you're in the gym, you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make yourself look stupid. And you're also not going to feel like working out every single day. And that's just a part of it. That's just the nature of the beast. And you got to get over that hump, man. And the same way with like your business. You know, if you go to work every day, you wake up, you hit a 9 to 5, you don't feel like going to work every day, but you get your happy ass up and you go to work, whether you're happy or sad or sick or ill or depressed or whatever the feeling that you have, you still show up and go. That's the main thing. Show up, go, you make it happen. That's just the point of it. And you may not always know what you're doing, but even the people who go to the gym all the time, they still have their mistakes. They still have their moments where they make a fool of themselves or whatnot or what have you. And we're gonna show a familiar face that I'm pretty sure everybody here is familiar with. And let me make sure that I got this running up correctly, because I remember last time I was doing this and I kept having to. Yeah, there we go. We're good right there. So let's go ahead and get this man up on the screen. As we all know, we've seen this face before. Y'all know who he is. Once you see him, you'll know. I won't have to say anything about it, but we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this one, and let's go ahead and start first with our reaction. So let's see what we got. And as you know, we got Sam Sulek up here, and we got Sam Sulek's craziest gym fails. And let's just see what happens. Here we go. Let me make sure I got that volume on, and let's get it rolling. Let's go.
Whew. Oh, fuck. Whew. Oh my God.
Yikes.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Whoops.
Did you miss the re-rack?
Yeah, I missed the re-rack a little.
You leave feeling like your biceps are empty, or when you Sam broke the machine.
Sam just broke the machine.
Hey Nate, what's a little?
Oh, God damn it. Too heavy. Too heavy. God damn it.
All right, and there we go. There we go right there. We got Mr. Sam Sulek. Let's give him a round of applause. Yes, and a round of applause for that one. Because as you know, and hopefully that's not too loud, and as you know, he's always in the gym every single day, or at least a lot, and he's always showing exactly what it is to be a leading example. And just to show that even if you're an avid gym goer just like him, he still makes his mistakes. He still has his faults. He still, you know, has his oh shit moments. And a few of those times are pretty darn close, if you ask me. He almost like busted his head open with that one. It looked like a bench press, but it wasn't. When he racked it up and it went to one side, it almost just like could have busted his forehead open. But he, you know, he came out on top and prevailed. And like I said, like always, you're always going to have those situations. Doesn't matter who you are. Just get in there and get the work done. You know what I mean? Your diet is going to be a big part of your workout. A lot of people seem to skip over that part because they think they can outwork a poor diet. You can outwork drinking and smoking and eating a whole lot of sugar and stuff like that. But it doesn't work that way. Your diet goes in hand in tangent with your workout. So as we see right here, you know, Sam, as he's going in head first, blam, bust his head on the mirror. And I'm wondering how much those are, because it look like, if you look right here, these dumbbells, if you can see right here, says 110. So these are 110s, and if you go up, usually they go up in increments of 5 or 10 depending on how heavy. So these might be some 120s that he's curling over here. I'm kind of curious now. Let me go back and see if I can pause it right when he drops it. No, you can't see.
Oh, fuck.
So I'm assuming he's curling 120s right here. I think there's a 120s. You can see it.
Oh my God.
But yeah, those are 120-pound dumbbells. And this right here was risky. Like this, I mean, that was some strength. This one's when he almost busted his forehead open right there, because he's seen it.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That would have not been good. That would have been.
Yeah, I missed the re-rack a little.
You leave feeling like your biceps are empty, or when you Sam broke.
I don't know what that means. He just broke the machine by pulling it down. This right here, too much weight. Luckily, he's smart enough to put the bars on the side low enough so he can actually save himself and not really be worried about needing somebody to help him to spot him on the squats. Because you're gonna see somebody must show later on who should have did what he's doing right here, but they don't. And he still gets the weight up, but boy, does it look painful. But shout out to him for knowing what to do and having everything set up accordingly on both sides. So when he goes down for a squat, he's not going to hurt himself. He can just bail out by just simply sitting down. And that's basically what he did. He just squat down and went underneath. Didn't have to worry about nobody helping him. And he did it just right. And hopefully more people can take heed to that. Because I mean, squats can be very, 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 very dangerous. So shout out to him for that one for sure, for sure. Let's give that man one more round of applause. And let's get back over here. And let's see what we have. Connoisseur Sean, 83. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for dropping in. Hopefully you're having a good day at work as well. Just learning while working. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you. Yes, hope you have a good day at work, man. Drop in and out whenever you can. If you got some downtime, slow time, lunch break, whatever it is, we appreciate you, Sean. So thank you so much for that comment, man. I greatly appreciate it. And we're going to move on to our next thing that we have over here. So let's see what the next one is going to be. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're welcome. You're welcome. Hey, I mean, I'm trying my best. But, you know, you're watching a legend in the making. So you're watching history write itself right now. So, and the same goes to you, man. I greatly appreciate you. And the next one we're going to go to is the squat performer that I was just talking about. Appreciate it. The next one we're going to talk about is the other dude that I talk about who, actually, I guess I was wrong. He does have his, he actually does have the squat bars or whatever, the safety bars on the side for his squat. But like hell, like this dude was determined to get this weight up, and I don't agree with how he did it, but he still did it. And I mean, it looked painful as hell, but I mean, I'm not going to show you nothing gruesome or nothing like that, but he was determined to get the weight up. But I mean, he's going to feel this in the morning, and that's for damn sure. He's going to feel this for sure. He ain't going to be feeling it in his legs at all. So let's go ahead and roll the footage and see what we're talking about here. So here we go. I don't know who this is, just some average gym goer. And it says at the top, I thought he was going to die. So I guess this is the cameraman who was talking about this. And if the cameraman just sat here and watched this man almost die, then that cameraman or slash friend ain't shit. And you shouldn't be going anywhere in public with this person. But let's roll the footage.
Oh, you need a belt. No. Oh, Ethan.
Lord. Okay, he got it.
Ethan, I thought you were gonna die. I don't know. I got it.
All right, Ethan. Good one for you. I mean, shout out to you for that one. I'm gonna have to go ahead and give you the we're going to give you the victory on that one. I mean, yeah, we're going to have to give you that victory for that one. Yeah, because that wasn't, that one didn't look like you should have made it. That one looked like you should have just bailed out and try again. But round of applause to you for getting it up. Pause. That was a good one. So we're going to go ahead and check you out one more time. We're going to see what you should have bailed out on. And see, I got the safety bars on the side as he goes down. He went down and he hit. He hit the bar. Boom! He hit that bar, and that's kind of what threw him off of his, I guess, his posture or his form. And he should have just bailed on that, but Mans was determined to get that. And what is that? 3 plates on each side, so that's 315 pounds if the bar weighs 45, which it should. It could weigh 40. Who knows? But we're gonna say that's 315. And he should have bailed and tried again to have good form.
No.
But
Look at
this,
Ethan,
just bending his back. Oh, Lord. I mean, that's pretty impressive strength. I can't take that away from him whatsoever, because that's pretty impressive to go from that position and still get the weight up. So he did it. He did it, man. Like, seriously. So we got to clap for that man again, because I honestly, me personally, I sure as hell would have went ahead and backed out on that one. I would have been like, you know what? We ain't doing this. This ain't the way to go. We're going to go ahead and back out on this one. We're not going to do this one. We're going to try that again with good form and with somebody to spot you while you're doing that, because his buddy right there, oh, you need a belt. Like, where are you at? I mean, set the camera down and like help man out. You don't have to be standing up to always do a recording. You could have, I don't know, sat on the floor or something. I personally do that sometimes, just depending on what gym I'm at. I'll set the camera on the floor and show my workout from an angle. I mean, it is what it is. I could really, I mean, yeah. So in that situation, I think that's what should have happened instead of his buddy just sitting there, you know, like not really caring about him or what. Or he was caring, but I don't know. Maybe he wanted him to get that angle of the footage. I don't know. But to each his own. So we got the next one up here that we got. And we got these, I don't know what, I guess this is bungee fitness is what I'm going to call this. I mean, I really don't know what you would call this personally. And it's a really short clip. But it's with somebody talking and you see somebody, they have like this bungee cord thing strapped on. Let me go ahead and pull up so I can explain it while we're looking at it. Where did it go? Where are we at? All right, so here we go. So right here, as you can probably not see because I ain't pulled it up yet. All right, so right here you have, I'm going to call it bungee fitness because I'm looking back here and I see bungee. So I'm going to call it bungee fitness is what they're doing. Basically, they got on these bungee cords. And we got this lady right here is the instructor. Clearly, she's trying to tell them what the next workout is going to be. But the lady back here is going to see what the next workout is. And let's just see what her reaction is. Let's check her out.
Cause I don't care.
Yeah, immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no. I'm telling you right now.
Nah. She said, nah, we're not doing this.
Cause
Check her
I
out.
don't
Check her
care.
out.
Yeah, immediately no. Immediately no. Immediately no. I'm telling you right now.
She said, hell to the no. She said, no, sir.
Cause I don't care.
She said, you know what? That looks pretty cool, but she said that's not what's happening over here. She said, no, we're not doing that. When she was like,
no, 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 no.
Not at all. She said, not today. She said, I mean, it may look cool. It might be a cool workout, but she said, look at me and look at the look. She did the push up, bounce back. That lady was like, immediately, look. She immediately was like, no. She said, you know what? If we have a membership here, we're going to cancel that shit right now. Look at this. She said, no, I'm not doing this. What do you mean? Time out. One more time. Check her out. Look at it. She said, yeah, no. She ain't having it. And shout out to her for knowing what she is and isn't doing. I give her a clap for that one. Like, yeah. Now, see, she should have just went to the weight room on that one. You know what I mean? You don't have to worry about these extra things that they're over here doing. She was like, nah, I'm not gonna. She was like,
no.
That's what she said. She was like,
no.
Yeah, and she showed her again.
No.
And she kept saying it. She was like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing this one, because she sure wasn't feeling that one at all. And she wasn't even all the way done explaining the workout when she turned her head. Look, push up, squat up. She was like, the hell? Nah. We're not doing that. She said, we ain't doing that one. Not today, Satan. Not today. So shout out to her for knowing what she is and isn't doing. She said she's not working on that workout, so she said we're going to do something else, and something else is probably going to be not coming back to this instructor no more for trying to get us to do that bullshit. That's exactly what she said. She was like, nah, you got the right idea, but the wrong person. So then we got this next footage here of a lady here. She's doing a workout. Well, I don't know. Well, they're in a CrossFit gym is where they're at. They're in CrossFit, and they're getting ready to, I don't know what they're getting ready to do. They're basically like on a pull-up bar, and they're doing the little swings action as you're gonna see. But during the swing action, wait, let me pull that back a little bit. Where we at? There we go. I'm gonna pull that back a little bit. So we got this lady right here, who is I guess gonna be mimicking what this lady, if you can see her arm, what she's doing. And let's see how this situation pans out. Here we go. Oh man, I don't want them to copyright me for the song. So here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and play it, but I'm gonna play it with no volume. So there we go. So she's swinging. So the lady's like, okay, cool, I got this. She's like, all right, swing it better. All right, she's got it pretty good. Oh no, she went splat. Yikes. That looked painful. Did she get up? Okay, everybody, she is A-okay. I mean, she got a nice build. I ain't gonna lie about that. That build look nice. The legs on point. But yeah, let's go ahead and watch her get that one more time. She see what the other lady's doing. I don't know what it is, if it's a warm-up to jump to the next bar, if they're just working on a lower back flexibility and mobility, but bam! And her head bounced. Ugh. You see her head? Ugh, one more time. Look at her head. It bounced. When she bow. Oh, and she had on glasses too, didn't she, when she went up there? Did she have on glasses? She sure did. She had on glasses when she went up there. She got up there with the glasses, but when she hit that ground at impact, boy, that hurt. I know that hurt. Boom. Oh. Yes, sir. That's exactly what that is. I'm pretty sure when she got up, she was like, you know what? When she got up, I'm pretty sure she was thinking to herself, here, let's see her hit that one more time. Let's see. Let me go back. Where is it? Here we go. She gets up there. She's swinging. She's swinging. And look, she just slipped. Bow. Ugh. And then when she got up, like, hey, do it again. She was like,
no, 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 no.
We ain't doing that no more. But she do got a nice build though. Shout out to her for that for that lower body build she got going on there. Let's go ahead and oh man, what happened? Where we at? Where we at? Right here? Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we got a nice build. That's what I'm talking about. We can see it from the beginning. Yeah, we got a nice build. She was confident at the beginning. You know what I mean? Like when she was watching, she got up there with the confidence. She was like, yeah, you know what I mean? She had that confidence when she got up there, and then she got on there and started swinging. She was like, yeehaw! Yep. And then next thing you know, out of nowhere, this happens. Bow! And then all of a sudden, oh man. Yep. Unfortunately, that's painful. But hey, we're gonna give you a round of applause for that build you got going on there. Shout out to you for that build. Look at that lower body build. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes. So we're going to give her a clap for that build. Yes. I guess that's a CrossFit build because they had a CrossFit gym. I guess she earned that build that she got from CrossFit. So kudos to you. Whew. I might start having the jitters here in a little bit. That coffee's kicking pretty hard. All right. So then the next thing that we got here is we have. All right. So we have a gentleman here. This time around we got a gentleman here, and he's basically going to be doing I guess he's working his abs. Which, you know, got to have a strong core. Got to make sure the core is good. Can't just be out here running around with no with no core strength whatsoever. So Buddy here's he looked like he's in his room or in a workout room inside of his house or somewhere like that. And he's, you know, going to show us how to do the good old ab roller 101. And, you know, what could possibly go wrong? You know what I mean? Let's see. All right, so here we go. Working out just isn't for me is what he says. Woe is me, what he says. Well, let's see what happens, buddy. Oh, no. Ouchies. Oh, man. He must have hurt his face pretty bad when he did that one, too. Because, look, he was rolling left and right. That was not good. Yeah. Just your luck, buddy. Just your luck. Is it his face or his shoulder that he hits? Look at him. Look. Yep, that's not good. And of course, when he got back up, I'm pretty sure he was like,
no.
no, we ain't doing those no more. He was like, nope. No, he was just like, no. Yep, that's how he felt. When he hit that ground, he was just like, yeah, boy. Let's go ahead and see how that feels. Let's see. You hit the ground? Ugh. Yeah, that one hurt, boy. That you can hear the pain in his, and especially when you don't expect to slip and hit your face. Look, just Oh man, the pain. And you know it hurts really bad when you can't scream. You know what I mean? Like you want to yell, but you can't because the pain. That right there is going to tell you that the shit hurt. It hurt bad. And he's just in there by himself, you know, and he, of course he has to, he got the recording going on. I'm pretty sure that he watched this about 20 times just like we did and laughed at himself over and over and over again. But however, with that being said, we still want to give that man a big up and a round of applause. We do. Because sometimes when you're trying to better yourself, and sometimes when you're trying to better yourself, not sometimes, all the time, there's going to be pitfalls. There's going to be ups and downs, smiles and frowns. I mean, there's a reason why it says no pain, no gain, you know? And the last two people we just seen seriously got some pain, but hey, you keep pushing, you keep going, because that's where the gains come in, through the pain. So you got to fight. You got to fight. What's up, Mangoes? How are you doing, sweetie? How are you doing? Thank you for dropping in. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. So the next thing that we got here is we have a little young baseball league is what we have. We have a young baseball league. And I don't know how old these kids are. I mean, my guess maybe teenagers, early teenagers maybe, I don't know. But all I know is that Buddy went ahead and decided, you know, once he got a good hit in, you know, you're not going to hold on to the bat. You got to release that bat. Well, Buddy released the bat all right, but when he released the bat, it didn't probably go where he wanted it to go. And yeah, let's just see where the baseball bat had to land. Let's go check it out. So here we go. We're here at a baseball field. He's up, batter, and he's going to swing at it, and let's see what happens. Oh, that's going home run. Get that out of here. Oh, no. Up. Ah.
Help him out.
Yeah, really, help the man out. Clearly he's hurt. Look at this. Look at this. Here we go. Ugh. Oh.
Help him out.
Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to be honest. Little homie here, he hits the ball, right? Now, if you pay attention closely, this is just my theory. I'm going to go on a little tangent on this theory. I think that the guy or the young guy who was batting, he intentionally hit him in the head with that bat. I mean, there ain't no way in hell. Like, just watch. Look. Just watch. Look. See, he sees it. He's walking. He looks back, throws it right at him. Bow! Come on. He knew what he was doing. That aim was too perfect. Look at that. Look. He looked back after he hit and got a nice, quick aim. Distance, he measured it. And he saw him take off his helmet. Boom! Hey, I want to give him, if that was his intention, and I'm pretty sure the gentleman's okay, but if that was his intention, he had good aim. Because look, right when he hits it, you see the umpire take off his head? Look, he took it off, he looked back, gotcha. Bam! Got him good. Oh man, I bet you when he hit him, the only thing he was thinking to himself deep down inside, yeah, buddy, that's what he was thinking when he nailed him. He was like, gotcha. And look, nobody even helps him. Look, we just standing there. Ran around him, scored his point, look back, going to the dugout. Look. Excuse me, sir. Alrighty, let me get this point. He good? I guess. I'm going to the dugout. I'll catch him one more time. Bam! I gotta see that again. One more time. He was like, bam! Nailed him. Hit him good. He loaded it up. Uh-oh, what happened? Don't want to do that. Bam! And he's like, oh, it's the big one. Oh no, woe is me. He's out of there. And nobody helped the poor gentleman. Come on, y'all. Like, he hit him good. He hit him with the bottom end of the bat. If you know, like, the bottom end of the bat has a little round, you know, grip part where you can't, like, where the bat can't slip out your hand when you swing. That's what he hit him with. He got him good. He was like, oh, man. Wait, what's going on?
Help him out.
Yeah, help him out. They said, no, we don't like him. There's a reason why that happened. So, unfortunately for Buddy, whatever he did to them kids, they got their payback, and I'm pretty sure they was all in on it. Don't let kids fool you. They know what they're doing. And let me see. Something looks like it's wrong with my... Let's see. You're about to... do you want to clear? I don't know. Why is my stuff messing up? That's not good. Oh, no. My soundboard. All right. Well, we're going to have to go on. I have to fix that later. Can't do it right now. So anyway, moving on. We are switching over to the next segment. Next segment is going to be These is Jokes. A little bit of laughter that we're going to have going on. We have this gentleman here who says he has a bunch of jokes that are not funny. And he says, don't laugh because they're not funny. So we're going to see how much these jokes are or how good these jokes are and if they suck really bad. So let's go ahead and check them out and see how bad these jokes really are. So let's see. Let's pull them back up. Where we go? Pull them back up. He says these jokes are not funny. He says, do not laugh. All right. So whatever you do, don't laugh at these corny jokes because they really, really, really might not be funny. So without further ado, let's hear what he has to say. Here we go.
About to tell are not funny. The jokes I'm about to tell are not funny. So don't laugh. How does a duck fart? With his ass quack. It's not funny. I had cheese but no crackers. It was crack-a-lackin'. It's not funny. What did 50 Cent do when he got hungry? 58. It's not funny. Don't laugh. What did the hurricane say to the coconut tree? Hold on to your nuts. This is no ordinary blowjob. It's not funny. What do you get when you pick a pig's nose? Hamburgers. You should know. It's not funny. What do you get when a dinosaur kicks you in the butt? A mega sore ass. It's not funny.
Yeah. He said it wasn't funny. And it wasn't. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the clown show. My brother. Oh, Lord. And we have a garage opening up as you can hear it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that was terrible. Should I give him a second chance? All right, man. You pull my
The jokes
leg.
I'm about to tell are not funny.
All right, let's try
So
again.
don't laugh.
I'll give you one more
How
chance.
does a duck fart? With his ass quack. It's not funny. I had cheese but no crackers. It was crack-a-lackin'. It's not funny. What did 50 Cent do when he got hungry? 58. It's not funny. Don't laugh. What did the hurricane say to the coconut
buddy.
tree?
You're killing me.
Hold on
You're
to your
killing me. You're killing me.
What the fuck?
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. Just no. You were right. They're not funny, but I think you were trying to make them funny by saying they're not funny. How dare you come on this show with that nonsense, you bastard. But shout out to you though. You probably got some better stuff later on down the line, but just that one right there, I just wasn't feeling that one. And no need to call you bastard, but I mean, yeah, that one was pretty bad. However, we have a couple of other gentlemen here, and they're going to have a couple of jokes that they're going to go back and forth on. It's a short clip. And these two gentlemen are going back and forth, and they got a couple of jokes that they crack on each other. And, of course, you can't laugh whenever you do tell the joke. I think that's how the game show goes. The game show goes with you tell a joke, but you can't laugh at the joke. Let me give it a second because that garage is loud. Sheesh. Okay. So let's go and roll the footage of these gentlemen telling jokes, but you can't laugh, or else you lose, which is how the game goes. So let's see what his first joke is, or a couple jokes is. Let's check it out. Here we go.
Why was the Tower of Pisa leaning?
What?
It had better reflexes than the Twin Towers.
My son caught me massive. And he was like, Dad, what are you doing? I was like, don't worry, son. You'll be doing it soon. He's like, why is that? I was like, my arm's getting tired.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, sir. No. No.
What the fuck?
Bruh. 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 We can't.
Oh no.
No. Oh, okay, we gotta play it again. That was kind of brutal. Let's do it
Why
again.
was the Tower of Pisa leaning?
What?
It had better reflexes than the Twin Towers.
My son caught me massive. And he was like, Dad, what are you doing? I was like, don't worry, son. You'll be doing it soon. He's like, why is that? I was like, my arm's getting tired.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh man.
What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
Yeah, that was pretty brutal. First guy was funny. That one, I just got to kind of look at him sideways like, yeah. We gonna run it back one more time. One more time.
Why
One more time.
was
One
the
more
Tower
time.
of Pisa leaning?
What?
It had better reflexes than the Twin Towers.
My son caught me massive. And he was like, Dad, what are you doing? I was like, don't worry, son. You'll be doing it soon. He's like, why is that? I was like, my arm's getting tired.
I don't know. I think that guy low key is kind of like looking at him like, how did you know? That's how he looking at him. He looking at him like,
Oh my god.
it's like, how did you? You know what? You know what they should do? They should just go ahead and somebody should just like outside of the building politely pour like some liquid substance and just kind of like, just kind of like let it. Yeah. Yeah. It's just kind of like let that, Yeah. That's what they should do. Who told that man that joke? That ain't no damn joke. That is not a joke. That man did not tell a joke. I think that happened to him in real life, and he over here trying to make light of it. Because even look at the reaction on this guy's face. Let me go back. Look at the reaction on his face. It's like, what the hell is wrong? And his shirt even explains the reaction to that joke. Like, look at this.
My son caught me massive. And he was like, Dad, what are you doing? I was like, don't worry, son. You'll be doing it soon. He's like, why is that? I was like, my arm's getting tired.
He couldn't even laugh. He was just like, the fuck is wrong with you? It's like, I don't even want to play this game no more. If that's a joke you coming with and I have to rebuttal or, go against that, it's like, you know what? You win, buddy. You win. I'm not even going to go against you, sir. You win. I'm not even going to even try, because that right there, I don't want to have to go up against that. That doesn't make any sense. I'm not going to try to go against nobody with some jokes like that. Like, you win, sir. You take it with you. I'm out this game. I won't even be seen in the same building as you. That right there just was a low blow. Anyway, so then we have another one. We have a woman who's going to tell us a joke. And she's basically speaking, well, you know what? I'm not even going to give any insight on the joke. I'm going to let her tell the joke. And I'm going to see if you find it funny, enlightening, intriguing, or whatever. But, I mean, I'm not going to lie. She is the perfect person to tell this joke. Just by looking at her, they picked the right person to tell this joke. So here we go. Let's let her have it. Take it away, my dear. Don't mess up.
What's the difference between a prostitute, mistress, and a wife. The prostitute says, "Are you done yet?" The mistress says, "You're not done yet, are you?" And the wife says, "Beige. I think I'll paint the ceiling beige."
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What are you talking about?
Tell it again, sweetheart. Here we go.
What's the difference between a prostitute, mistress, and a wife? The prostitute says, "Are you done yet?" The mistress says, "You're not done yet, are you?" And the wife says, "Beige. I think I'll paint the ceiling beige."
So the way the joke starts off, it says, what's the difference between a pro, a mistress, and a wife? And this is what she says.
What's the difference between a prostitute, mistress, and a wife? The prostitute says,
The pro says,
"Are you done yet?"
are you done yet?
The mistress says,
The mistress says,
"You're not done yet, are
you're
you?"
not done yet, are you?
And the wife says,
And the wife says,
"Beige. I think I'll paint the ceiling beige."
the wife is like, beige. I think I paint the ceiling beige. But in the meanwhile, while the husband's getting it in, he's probably saying to her, shut up. Exactly. Like, nobody want to hear that nonsense. I'm over here trying to get it in. You need to shut up. There you go. Like, this ain't your first rodeo. Like, clearly, look at you. You understand what this is. Woman, hush. And if you're going to paint the ceiling beige, who you think going to pay for that beige ceiling? Exactly. Who you think going to pay for that beige ceiling? So in the meantime, while we here doing the deed, I don't want to hear nothing. I need you to simply just shut up and let me do what I need to do. I hear this bullshit. How dare you, woman? Now, excuse me. Now, in the comment section, somebody had a very, very good valid point in the comment section, so I got to show it. This one was really good. So somebody puts in the comment section right here, "No, the wife watches TV while you're doing it. Ha ha." But this one right here is the one I'm talking about. This is a good one. Somebody says, "The difference is the pro you must pay. The mistress you want to pay. And the wife you have to pay." Yes. Victory to you. Victory music to that individual right there. Shout out to whoever wrote that. Yes, yes. We are for sure gonna give that person. Yeah. See, he gets it, or she, or whoever wrote that, they get it. I'm pretty sure that's the man that wrote that. I'm assuming. So that right there, yes. That right there is the top comment right there. He says the difference is when you must pay, the mistress you want to pay, and the wife you have to pay. And somebody says, end of the day, all costs money for the apple pie. Oh yeah, it ain't free, regardless of how you look at it. And then somebody here says, no, the wife say, what should we cook tomorrow? Yeah. Somebody said, what's wrong with beige? No, the wife says, not tonight. I have a terrible headache. The most amazing wife will be a mix of everything. That's how it's done, this woman says. Oh, Lord. No, 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 no. That is not good. That's not, no, no.
No.
Mm-mm.
No, 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 no.
Nope, 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 nope. So bad on them. Let's have her tell the joke one more time. Although she is really interesting to look at, but like I said, they picked the right person to tell this joke because I'm pretty sure, excuse me, she's probably had to say these in all different forms. Let's say she might have said this on all different spectrums of this joke. Let's just say she's been the respondent in each of these scenarios, and she's probably speaking from experience, but let's just play it one more time.
What's the difference between a prostitute, mistress, and a wife? The prostitute says, are you done yet? The mistress says, you're not done yet, are you? And the wife says, beige. I I think I'll paint the ceiling beige.
And she's probably saying all that with that look on her face while it's going down too. And she's probably talking with that look on her face. And the husband's sitting there looking at her like, shut up! You know what I mean? He's like, you know what? I don't gotta hear you talk. Just hush. Shh, 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 shh. Quiet. Quiet. You knew what this was whenever we linked up. You know, you can paint the ceiling beige. Don't worry. Just. Shut up! Yes. That's all I need you to do. Thank you. Thank you. So yes. Shout out to whoever made that comment though, because that comment was on point. Gentleman there, he figured it out. He was like, you know what? Either way it goes, there's a situation. One you have to pay, one you want to pay, and the other one, what was it? No, how did he say it? One you must pay, one you want to pay, and the wife you have to pay. So he seemed to have gotten it right. He's like, look, it doesn't matter what way you look at it. Either way it go, you finna break bread. It's coming out of your pocket one way or another. Either by choice or by force. You know, by hook or by crook. However you want to look at it. Oh no, did I lose my... I don't think I lost it. Let's see. Did I put it down here? Where are we at? There we go. All right, so then we got another one. We have another lady telling the joke. This woman, they're playing the game again. They're playing the old sit across the table and don't laugh game. I don't know what this game is called. I really don't. But there's a lady here who was telling the joke. I'll make sure I got it refreshed up this time so we don't mess it up.
What's...
All right, so here we go. So we got a lady here telling the joke this time. And I don't even know what to say on this one. I can't even prepare you for it. But let's see if this joke is funny. All right, so we have a woman telling a joke. We had a last one telling the joke. And, you know, we got what we got. So let's see what we got from this lady right here. Look at her. Oh, look at her looking all innocent. You know, the average suburban house mom. Shout out to CGA. It looks like a typical, you know, everyday woman you see with, you know, in good old suburbia of America. You know, you don't think anything of her. So let's see what type of joke this woman has to tell. Let's roll. Let's go.
What's the difference between a fridge and a butthole?
What?
A fridge doesn't fart when you pull the meat out.
Oh my
That's so good. Oh my god.
We're going to play that one more time. Just in case you didn't hear it, we're going to run that back one more time.
What's the difference between a fridge and a butthole?
What?
A fridge doesn't fart when you pull the meat out.
Oh my
That's so good. Oh my god.
Yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure you didn't expect the joke coming from that lady right there. Because I mean, when she told that joke, the other guy looking across from her, the only thing he could think was to himself.
Oh my god.
He was like, oh boy. He was like, man, I didn't think you were going to say that. And then when she told the joke, if you heard the joke, listen.
What's the difference between a fridge and a butthole?
What's the difference between a fridge and a butthole? That's how she starts off. And look at the look on her face. She already about to break. He's like, oh, what do those two things have in common? Look at him. He's like, I can't even imagine what's about to come out of your mouth. Pause.
What?
Look. Yeah, she got a dirty vibe. Yeah, I like this one. Look.
Oh, yeah.
She got a dirty vibe. She a little freaky. Yeah, she a little freak. Hold up. Let's give her a round of applause before we even get back. She a little freaky girl. That's what I'm talking about. She look, in her mental, she's going through some, she's like, oh boy, I'm about to tell on myself. Oh, I'm about to tell him myself, but here it comes. Here it comes.
A fridge doesn't fart when you pull the meat out.
A fridge doesn't fart when you pull the meat out. Wow. All you could think really is,
what?
Like, is that what you had? Like, I've never would have thought that joke would have came out of your. I've never heard that joke. Period.
Oh my God.
Look at this dude's face. Look at his face. And he's like, I don't think it registered to him at first. He had to think about it. He was like, he was sitting there looking. He was thinking. He was like,
what?
And then finally, when it hit him, he was like, you got a dirty mind, lady. You got a dirty mind.
Oh yeah.
Look at her face. That's what she thinking. That's what she thinking.
Oh yeah.
She's like, yeah, I've been there before. Oh yeah, Samantha nasty, y'all. Samantha's with it. Samantha is with it. Oh.
Oh yeah.
That's what Samantha's thinking, boy. Yeah. Look at the look on Samantha's face. Look at Samantha. Look at her. Look at her. She's like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what Samantha thinking. She's like, yeah. Me and hubby be getting down to the nitty gritty. We does all the nasties. And you know what? She probably personally thought of that joke. I think she personally thought of that joke. I think that is a Samantha joke. I don't think that's a joke that you would have ever found anywhere. I think Samantha made that joke up. I think that's a Samantha joke. She personally thought about that herself. That was her creative joke. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. When she tells a joke. Yeah. Oh, yes. Yes. She thought about that joke. Yeah. But look at that face. She's like.
Yeah.
Oh, little freaky Samantha. Shout out to you. We're going to give you a victory. Good job, girly. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Shout out to Samantha on that one, man. Samantha's a nasty girl. She got all the nasty stuff on her mind. You can't blame her. It's all good. It's okay. It's okay. Nasty woman. Oh, how dare you? How dare you come up with that personally creative joke that you thought of on your own all by yourself? How dare you? Shout out to Samantha. Yes, Samantha. Samantha, if you're listening, if you're watching, and you're not married, just give me a call. Okay. All right. So now we're going to segue over into the next topic. The next topic is going to be the economy. Yes, we have this one guy. I don't know his name. I guess I could say it's Geo Hussar, but whatever. He's going to go on a little tangent. This is from April of 2024, so April of this year. He's going to go on a little tangent. He's speaking on bad news about the economy. He goes on like a nice little rant. We're not going to listen to the whole thing, but we're going to listen to a little bit of it. So, because right now, a lot of people are, feeling the brunt of things, and a lot of the times with stuff that's going on, like nobody really speaks on what's happening, and everybody's feeling, the slow pain of the increase, and nobody's wages increasing, and the gig economy or the how do you say it? The easy money, the extra money that was going around for the past 3 or 4 years. Like once the strong flu 19 hit, once that hit, everybody went into, they had everybody, well, not everybody, but a lot of people had to do some pivoting and had to figure out different ways to make money. And OnlyFans shot through the roof, it shot through the roof. A lot of people jumped on, and then like your host and like your host at a restaurant, your waitress, your bag lady at HEB, or cashiers, or even your lawyers and your doctors and your nurses. Everybody hopped on OnlyFans, excuse me, during that time, because some of those jobs were like non-essential. So like your McDonald's employees and stuff like that, they hopped on that and they realized they can make a good little chunk of change doing that, and plus keeping their 9-to-5 gig. Well, as the strong flu 19 happened, and from then to now, that money that was happening, that easy money, that extra money, because I think around the strong flu 19, they cut on the money printer. When they cut the money printer on, a lot of people got stimmy checks. Unless you was on child support, stimmy check went to probably your baby mother. At the time, I know mine did. But your stimmy check went straight to, you know, everybody got a stimmy check, and I think it was what, like $1,200, if I'm not mistaken. What was it? Was it $1,200? I believe so. Something like that. And of course, when they cut that on, everybody got their stimmies. Everybody was all happy with the little $1,200 that, you know, maybe paid your rent or whatnot. But then on the back end, there was a ripple effect of that happening, and the ripple effect is that if you're gonna cut the money printer machine on and print out a crap load of money, well, the ripple effect down the line is gonna be, well, there's a devaluation that comes with that. A lot of people didn't think about that part, because they're gonna give you something free. There's no such thing as a free lunch. I mean, it's common sense. It's been shown to us over and over and over again. There's no such thing as a free lunch. So when they gave that out on the back end, they got that money back 10 times over. Because what happened once all that stimmy money went out? Well, everything increased. Gas went up, groceries went up, rent went up, everything went up. Car prices went up, everything. In your insurance payments, everything, it went up. So they got their money back and some. And then you also have the situation with the migrants coming over. And I don't know if you noticed, but if you ever go to a grocery store, it seems like those people's shopping carts be full to the brim. And I mean like stocked. I mean having a family of like 8. And I mean, they shopping carts be like super full. I'll be like, good Lord, where is money coming from? You know what I mean? Like, and this is my personal opinion. This is my theory on that particular thing. We had stimmy checks, right? From the strong flu, whenever it happened. We had our stimmy checks, right? They claim, okay, there's no more stimmy checks. But then, like, later on, I guess like 2 or 3 weeks, whenever the borders were fully open and everybody's able to come through. And you always have to remember that when you hear about the borders and being open, it's not just the Latino population. People think like, oh, close the borders so the Mexicans then stop coming over. And it's like, it's not just that. It's migrants of all over the world. It's every country you can think of. You know what I mean? We have migrants from India, China, Southeast Asia, Australia, Ukraine, South America of Colombia and Guatemala and Honduras. All those. So there's migrants of all places. But what I think is like, now that the migrants are here, I think, if I'm not mistaken, which I do, I might need to look at it before I talk about it, but the migrants, I believe they get their own, card or some kind of, they get some kind of government assistance. There you go. So they get some kind of government assistance, as well as Ukrainians who come over here, they get government assistance as well. And let me type that out. Let me see. So Ukraine, government assistance. Let's see. So does Ukraine, the United States is working with allies and partners to support Ukraine. You know what? Let me just put it up here so I can read it and we can all read together. All right. So here we go. Let me pull this up and we'll just read it together. So we got Ukraine. So then we're going to talk about Ukraine. So it says the United States is working with allies and partners to support Ukraine in the fight of sovereignty and freedom. The U.S. has provided Ukraine with billions of dollars of security assistance since the beginning of Russia's unprovoked assault on February 2022. All right, so then what benefits does a Ukrainian refugee get? If you're Ukrainian or non-Ukrainian displaced and paroled in the United States, you're likely eligible for offers refugee resettlement benefits, and it works through the states and other non to help cover the cost of food, housing, health, and other basic needs. Okay, cool. So They get that, right? So if they're getting that, where is the money coming from? Some people would like to say taxes, but I would say more of like, what's it? Assistance. I should use right assistance. I would say more of the fact of like that's like another low key STEMI check. That's my opinion. That I would say that's another low key STEMI check. They might be like behind the scenes, like cutting on the printing machine again. We just don't realize it. And now they're getting all this money for them. So now we have a second round of STEMI checks going on, and then we also have the migrants who are coming over here, and they're getting qualified for welfare and different stuff like that. And they're also using them as a means for voting, you know, because one party wants to win over the other. So they're using migrants as a means for voting. So one party is pro borders, the other party is not pro borders. So then you're going to have that who's going to vote, who's going to grab those votes when they come over here. And I mean, it's pretty freaking obvious who's going to take those votes. But if you got Ukraine getting assistance from the government, and then you got the migrants who are also getting, you know, all sorts of benefits and welfare from the government, then again, where is all this money coming from? Where is it coming from? Because if we saw what we got from the STEMI checks and the ripple effect of that, where everything went up, then where is this coming from? And when are we going to feel the ripple effect of their stimulation that they're getting? Because they're getting it too. So if we thought that it was bad on the ripple effect of our STEMI checks, just imagine what the ripple effect is going to be when we feel it from their STEMI checks. That's just my theory. Could be right, could be wrong, who knows? However, we're going to let this dude talk about the bad news of the economy. This is from April of this year, and he's going to give a synopsis or his opinion, and yeah, let's hear what he has to say. He's going to be speaking kind of long, so I'm not going to let him rant the whole time, but let's just see what he has to say. Let's go.
I have some bad news about the U.S. economy. Not a joke. Our economy only grew...
Wait, hold on. Let me broaden that up a little bit. No? It's not going to let me do it? All right, we'll do this then. There we go.
Grew 1.6%, even though it was...
Start from the beginning.
I have some bad news about the U.S. economy. Not a joke. Our economy only grew 1.6%, even though it was projected to grow 2.4%. But worst of all, core inflation rose by 3.7%, even though they only expected it to go up by 3.4%. This means that the U.S. is not going to cut interest rates anytime in the near future. It also means that this quarter's growth was stagnant, even though inflation is high. And that introduces us to the monster of stagflation, where prices are rising, but the economy isn't growing to match it. And that
prices are rising, but the economy isn't growing to match it. That's called stagflation. Prices are going up, but the economy is not growing. So if the prices keep going up and the economy isn't growing, there is not a circulation going on. Excuse me. There's not a circulation going on. There's just this up of prices and not much consumer spending.
And that is usually followed by unemployment. It's not just the U.S. economy.
See, and then with stagflation is going to come unemployment. And it's kind of like a precursor to like Venezuela, but let's keep going.
That's by unemployment. It's not just the U.S. economy that's not doing very well right now. The world economy is heading or inside a recession. And the greatest precipitator of this worldwide recession is China. The Chinese economy is dealing with a $23 trillion local debt bubble, most of that backed by real estate, and it's collapsing. I'm well aware of their projected growth of 4.6%, but anybody can massage data, and we know that China is a non-transparent economy. They are also the world's second largest economy, topping $18 trillion. So if that hurts, the world feels it. China's demand for goods in the West has been diminishing, and their ability to produce goods for the West is doing the same thing. Right now, the Chinese economy is desperate to unload all of what it produced, especially when it comes to electric vehicles. That is bad for all of their competitors like Japan, South Korea, the United States, the EU. They are desperate to sell whatever they can to have as much liquidity to deal with the new wave of bond defaults that are clearly coming for them. The US has already sanctioned countless individuals, and they have been denying China access to semiconductors and other high-tech equipment. Now the US government is preparing to fully sanction China because of their military aid to Russia. China's been doing this quietly for quite some time. I think right now our government is just engaging in protectionist practices. That is going to hurt the US economy, but it is going to crush China to a lower level. What scares me about...
Now, with this that's going on, you always have to think, and you can't think immediate whenever this situation happens. You got to look at it as 5, 10, 15, 20-year plan. Increments. You know what I mean? Like I always say, the frog in the boiling pot thing, where you slowly turn it up, and you're slowly seeing all this happen. And he's saying that it will crush China to a lower level. But I think another way to say that is it's just creating that wage gap where there's no middle class, and it's just the rich and the poor. So it's not really a crushing that's really happening. It's just an income gap, a wealth gap that's being created, but it's just creating it so far and stretching it so far away that who it's crushing is the citizens, and who it's benefiting is the elite, because the corporations are still going to make their money, period. So the corporations here, regular people, citizens down here. You know what I mean? And it seems like that's the recipe. If that's what's going on in China, that seems like the same recipe that's going on here. And he's speaking on a global situation. So it seems like globally, that seems to be what's being portrayed, where the citizens are down here, the wealthy are up here, and there's a gap in between. There's no middle at all. And that's what it looks like everything is aiming for. You know what I mean? And somebody wrote over here in the comment section, he says, corporations probably still breaking record profits. Exactly. Like, yes, they're still going to break their record profits. You ain't going to stop their profits from coming in. You know what I mean? You're not going to stop their profits. And if they got to pay you $15 to $20 to work at McDonald's, hey, they going to hire a machine, an AI machine, to get you out the way, because they ain't got to pay the AI machine that much. And if they do, it's just maintenance and upkeep. And it's going to get cheaper and cheaper as time goes on. And they don't have to worry about call-in, sick, discrimination, sexual harassment, none of that nature from the machine. They don't have to worry about complaints or nothing. So at the end of the day, it's the profits from that the corporations are going to make. That's not going to stop. That's going to continue. But let's let them finish going.
About protectionism is that if it goes too far, it can crush the entire world economy like it did during the Great Depression. But I'm aware that there are many more it can crush about China to a lower level. What scares me about protectionism is that if it goes too far, it can crush the entire world economy like it did during the Great Depression. But I'm aware that there are many more fail-safes put into place to prevent something like that from happening again, but you should always keep that possibility on your horizon. And right now...
Yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, he's saying that he doesn't see it happening, but I mean, like I said, it's happening. It's going to happen, but it's not immediate. It's not like we're going to wake up tomorrow and it's like, oh no, like the $1 zero. Like we have no, it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be stretched out. And right now they got everybody feeling like they're all congested. You know what I mean? Like everybody's like in a tight space. Like they feel like, what can I do? How do I get out of this? Like, how do we shake this? And I mean, they don't hide anything from you. We just don't look, if that's a good way to say it. Like they don't hide it. Because remember they were saying back when back in 2020, 2021, you know, build back better. Well, build back better from what? Like build back better from what? Because when everybody was staying inside and wearing masks inside their house and not going to work, rich people were flourishing. There were some rich people, not some, rich people was cashing out. They were looking at this as an opportunity, because you got to remember, like, whenever there's blood on the streets, there's money to be made. When everybody's having fun, that's when rich people pull back and stack up. Because when you're having fun, they're preparing for a they're preparing for like a crash or some kind of chaos or some kind of economic downturn. When you're panicking, they're living lavish. They're like, good, you didn't prepare for this, we did. And it's always like that because majority of the people are not going to prepare for the bad days. And when the bad days do come, you can surpass like a boomerang. Well, not like a boomerang, but like a slingshot or whatever I'm trying to say. You can surpass everyone because nobody prepared for the buy low, sell high trend that's about to hit. Because when everything's going good, everything goes on the up and up, and everybody's buying on the up. Everybody's buying on the up. Everybody's buying on the up. Like we seen real estate. You know, if you bought a house prior to like 2019, 2018, and you're sitting on it now, you're good. You're good. But if you bought one like after 2020, 21, 22, if you're lucky if you got out, but I mean, you're kind of stuck in this high, you know, this high buy that you bought into, and it seems like it's good, but then if you sell your house now, you're not going to be able to get a house because interest rates and all these different things keep climbing. So it's like it's like you're stuck. You can't move. And if you do move, you're going to have to go like to a part of the country where you're like in a rural area, not around a lot of people or a lot of things like that. And some people can't phase that. Some people can't do that. They want to be close to a city or in a city or stuff like that. So yeah, let's let him finish.
This does look like a game of chicken between these two largest economies, but it's clear that China has a lot more to lose than the United States. Because China is desperate to sell their goods, there's only one market that can buy the quantities that they need purchased: the consumer markets of the United States and the European Union, valued at over $29 trillion. Consumer markets of all the BRICS nations do not hold a candle to that of the combined amount of the US and the European Union. China is cut off from the US market, then the deflation that they're facing now will be nothing compared to what they would actually face. That stands the risk of putting the US into a deep recession, which will easily snowball to the rest of the world. The risk of putting the US into a deep recession, which will easily snowball to the rest of the world. Any countries that were still buying quickly cheapening Chinese goods would no longer be able to do so. The US would recover much quicker from this than China. But I have some positive points to make. For one, this is just the first quarter of the year. A lot can happen over the next 9 months. China will most likely seek a compromise so they can keep selling us their goods. Second, I bet you within 3 to 5 months, most of the conflicts in the Middle East will boil down to a minimum or nil. That will stabilize global trade and also the price of oil. 3, the fact that a huge chunk of the GOP is willing to support the Democrats in aid to Ukraine and other measures shows a more unified front than everyone else thought. Over $60 billion of funding for Ukraine means it gives them an extra edge against Russia.
Okay. Well, in my opinion, he's kind of going off on too much right there, because I mean, just really simplify it. Just make it real simple. I wouldn't want to over complicate it by looking too much into it. Things can go down. It's like, I mean, things can go down, but they'll go right back up. I don't think that we're in a situation where things are going to get better. And at least the people over here in the comment section, they don't feel that way either. They see things as, hey, it's just going to keep getting worse. And of course, it's like that globally. And the situation that it seems like everybody is trapped in is that you got to be able to move. In my opinion, you have to be able to move around. You can't be stationary. I don't think being stationary is a very good move to make unless you have skills in a trade. If you got skills in a trade, you're probably way better than most people to be able to stay still and make the best out of this situation, because you have a skill in the trade, of course, like plumbers, electricians, carpenters, people who do drywall and paint and roofing and stuff like that. If that's you, and even like landscaping and stuff like that, if that's you, you have a better chance of staying still and being stationary as opposed to everybody else. I feel like moving around would be more beneficial, because it seems like if the income gap is getting bigger and bigger and bigger between the wealth and they're trying to destroy a middle class to where it's just poor and rich. Globally, there's really going to be like no place to run if you're not able to make money on a go and take advantage of different areas in the world. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be able to take advantage of different economies, because there's different emerging markets that are happening all over the world right now where your dollar can stretch further. And again, if you have, like I say, if you have a trade, you will be doing a lot better because you know how to take care of things around your home. If you don't have a trade as much, or you don't know anybody that can help with trades, then it's going to be a lot harder. And the best move, I would say, is to be able to be like, kind of like how the nomad people live off of their computers, and they're able to move around the world. And then it's going to be a lot harder to do something like that if you have a family, if you got young children and things like that. That's going to keep you stationary because it's more better to stay stable with a family as opposed to be moving around all the place. But in this world, the way that we live in, you gotta be able to move around and go where the money is. You got to go chase the bag and get your money. You know what I mean? Shout out to CGA with that idea as well. But you got to be able to stay on the go, because chasing opportunity is what you have to do. You have to be able to chase the opportunity and see where, you know, the next whatever it is that's coming in. You have to be able to see the next wave that's going on and be able to take advantage of it as the world turns. You have to. You can't just stay still. You have to keep moving, because if you're gonna stay still, man, you're gonna get ate up out here, and they're not really caring much about how people are doing. I mean, it's clear. So try to be flexible. Try to be able to move around. Try to find something that you could do to where you can move around and take advantage of different emerging markets to where your money will stretch further. Hell, try to even make it to a point to where you're able to take advantage of different tax havens in different countries. If you can have multiple passports and to be able to benefit different I hate to keep saying the word to be able to benefit from different economies, emerging markets, still getting paid USD, but living in a different country, and also being able to take advantage of the tax havens in different parts of the world. You know what I mean? So he has a good point on what he's saying, so I can't knock him on that. He's right. Now, here is somebody else who is speaking on the situation, but they're coming from a situation of growing up in today's market. So you would be speaking on, I would say, the Gen Z demographic. This guy's gonna give his input on what it's like, and I'm probably gonna say he's maybe 25 years old, and he's gonna give his input on what it's like being here and doing a comparison from 1983 living to 2024 living. So let's go ahead and let this young man cook. Let's see what he says. Here we go.
You guys, oh my god, watch this.
I saw a really interesting video the other day that said that in 1983, making $30,000 a year is equivalent to 2024 making $164,000 a year. So our parents grew up comfortably on $30,000 a year, very comfortably. And we have to make $164,000 a year just to live the same way that our parents lived in 1983. I think that stat really shows how much inflation has impacted everyone, and it makes a lot of sense now why no one can afford shit. Because making $30,000 a year in 1983 was sufficient because eggs were like 50 cents, maybe even 20 cents. And now it's like $9 for a can of 12. So although the price of everything in your life has gone up, car insurance, rent, groceries, everything, the price of everything has gone up, wages have not. And that's a huge problem because now 90% of people are living paycheck to paycheck in the U.S. And that stat really puts it into perspective.
You guys, oh my god.
All right, so he has a really good point on that. And I personally went ahead and pulled up the inflation calculator. So I'm going to go ahead and put this up on the screen. And what we got here is the currency. This is the inflation calculator. So I'm going from 1983 to 2024. And what this is showing you here is this, because he's speaking on 1983 to 2024, and I'm trying to go off of what he said. So let me just play again what he said or what he heard, as opposed to what we can prove.
God, watch this.
I saw a really interesting video the other day that said that in 1983, making $30,000 a year is equivalent to 2024 making $164,000 a year.
All right, so he's saying in '83, if you made $30,000 or $33,000, it's the equivalent of making $164,000 today. So what I have here is a inflation calculator. It shows right here if in 1983, if this item was purchased for this amount of money, then in 2024 that same item would cost this much today. So I typed in 1983 and I typed in if you purchased the item for $30,000, that same item in today's time would cost $94,600. We'll round it up. So that's a little bit over, slightly over 3 times the amount. Just to round it, that's 3 times the amount, more than 3 times the amount. So if you had, so let's see, $20, you bought something for $20 today, a $20 item from 1983 would cost you $63.07 in today's time. So that's looking at the inflation rate from 1983 to 2024. And wages didn't increase to keep up with that, for sure. I mean, we all know that. We didn't even have to look that up. We know clearly that the rates didn't increase to keep up with that. So for example, we'll take one. So I mean, clearly that this should be $1 to 3.5 exactly. So like I was saying, so anything that costs $1 would cost $3.15 today. So with that being said, everybody's feeling the brunt of this, but especially the younger generation of kids who are like 25 and under, who never had the opportunity to at least take advantage of what it was like to live in a time where, I mean, when I was little, I can honestly remember going to the gas station and reading a sign, it said 99 cents. At least that's the cheapest I can remember seeing gas in my time. 99, 98 cents, whatever. Maybe 97's pushing it. But that's what I remember. And nowadays, you step outside, and where I'm at, $3, $3.19, $3.25. You know what I mean? You're seeing gas at that amount. And imagine growing up now in today's time, and you're trying to get an apartment, a home, a car on $15 an hour. Like, it's not happening, because then renters want 3 times the amount out the gate if you get an apartment. If your apartment costs you $1,200, you got to come up with 3 times the amount, so that's $3,600 just to move in, plus the filing fees for, you know, the I forget what it's called, but you got the filing fees for, you know, the documents that you turn in, so that's a few extra $100 on top. So you're probably coming out to $4,000 just to move in, even if you get paid $20 an hour. I mean, you got to save up just to get to that point. But how is it that you're going to save up when everything costs so much? So these young kids nowadays, it's like they're looking at it like we're trying, and even if you tell us to work our tails off, it's still not going to work. And the only way it will work is if you live at home with your parents and you don't spend a dime. You got to save up your money just to get in the place. And then will you be able to keep up with the place? Because it's not just rent you got to pay. It's electricity and utilities, your cell phone, insurance, all that comes with it. Will your hourly wage job be able to allow you to keep up with it? And that is something that seems to be clashing with different generations, because you have Gen Z, or the cross between Gen Z and the cross between Gen Z and millennials. I forget what they call them. And then you got the baby boomers, who kind of like talk down on them for saying that they don't want to work. But they're looking at it like, well, when we do work, we're not seeing the fruits of our labor. You know, it's pissing them off. I don't blame them. You know what I mean? But let's let them finish that one more time.
So our parents grew up comfortably on $30,000 a year, very comfortably. And we have to make $164,000 a year just to live the same way that our parents lived in 1983.
And as we just seen with the inflation calculator, the same item that was 30,000 is now going to be 94,000 today. So, I mean, even that, even when I think about it, even that could be false. Because if you take a home that was $30,000 back, I guess in 1983, and you take that same home, that home is not going to be $94,000. Like it's just not. Like no, it's not. A home that's $30,000 in 1983 in today's time in 2024, it's not going to cost $94,000. It's going to cost more than that, for sure. Plus the property taxes and everything, it is not going to cost $94,000. So thinking about it from that perspective, even like that's even an understatement. So the inflation calculator could be an understatement. You know what I mean? Like it really could be. A $30,000 home at 83 or a $30,000 item is what they're trying to say is going to cost $94,000. Maybe the item, but if you're talking about homes, yeah. It's going to be way more than that. It's going to be way more than that for sure. Probably going to be close to 150 to $250,000. But let's let them finish.
I think that stat really shows how much inflation has impacted everyone, and it makes a lot of sense now why no one can afford shit. Because making $30,000 a year in 1983 was sufficient because eggs were like 50 cents, maybe even 20 cents. And now it's like $9 for a can of 12. So although the price of everything in your life has gone up, car insurance, rent, groceries, everything, the price of everything has gone up, wages have not. And that's a huge problem because now 90% of people are living paycheck to paycheck in the U.S. And that stat really puts it into perspective.
He's right. Can't argue with him on that. So for that young gentleman, we're going to have to go ahead and give him some props on that one. And even when we put the calculation into the inflation, calculator, like I just showed a minute ago, it still seems off. You know what I mean? It still seems off. And the way they're looking at things, it's not going to pan out too well, because over here in the comments section, somebody said raising wages is not the answer. Lowering the cost of living is, which is true, which is very, very true. So I'm going to go ahead and give them the victory music on that one. Somebody said we're being robbed of life. This lady right here says, my dad made $39K in 1983. My parents raised 5 kids on one income. So true. Now, the fact that she's saying that the parents raised 5 kids on one income, and income in the economy is also clearly, as we can see, having a serious issue and a serious impact on relationships. The economy, and the relationships, they seem to go hand in hand. Because for a woman to be a stay-at-home mom with 5 kids, that's 6 people in the house and one out making the money. For $39K to raise 5 kids and have a stay-at-home wife, I mean, that right there shows you within itself that that's putting a huge strain on relationships, and it's causing a huge battle between the genders. It's causing a huge battle between the genders, and it's putting a huge wedge in marriages, because marriages, of course, are a lot of big reason for marriages, for divorces and marriages is finances, you know. And somebody over here said, I make $30 an hour, get paid weekly, baby. Trust me, inflation makes me feel like I'm making $15 an hour. I remember $100 was something that meant something. Now it's hardly anything. And that's true. $100 is not what it used to be. Fact, I made $23,500 a year in 1984. I had a new car and a new fed bedroom, 1,500 square foot home. The home was $86,000. So this man here, excuse me, this man, he's speaking from experience. He says, fact, I made $23,500 in 1984. He had a new car, a 4-bedroom home that was 1,500 square feet, and that home was $86,000. So now we take that same home, 1,500 square feet, 4-bedroom, $86,000 home. Now, okay, we'll go back to the inflation calculator. Let's just go ahead and punch it in. Although we can agree that it may be kind of off, let's just see what it says it would be. So $86,000 home, or $86,000 item, whatever. Let's calculate it. $271,000 today. Plus that man had a new car. Plus he had a new car. And the payments nowadays on cars sound like they're a minimum of like $800 to $1,000. So your car is like another rent payment. So for this young gentleman here to be sitting here yelling on camera, he has a valid reason. He has a valid reason, because he's like, we don't stand a chance, and we're trying. They're trying, and it's like it's getting them nowhere. It's like the wheels are turning, and they're not seeing the fruits of the labor, which would discourage anybody. And like a lot of kids will have to stay at home and live with their parents a lot longer. But then the longer the children stay at home and live with their parents, either they're going to help out with the bills with the parents, or if the parents are doing well off, like you're like a Grant Cardone, then you're going to excel your children to go ahead and take off. But if you're just the average family, then you're probably going to eat into your parents' retirement, because your parents get older, they age out. And you got to kind of shift the role to be able to support your parents the same way your parents support you, unless you're one of the ones who are going to stick your parents in a retirement home. I can only imagine how much retirement homes cost now to stick your parents in. How much is a retirement home? Let's figure that out. Cost for elderly retirement home, retirement living, or senior living, whatever you want to call it. Let's see, assisted living costs. So let's see, how much is assisted living costs? And of course, this is going to vary from different places, but out of just curiosity, how much is assisted? What's the cheapest way for seniors to live? Average. Let's see, cost for senior, cost for assisted living. What is the most assisted living pay for? Let's see if I can find it. Average cost of assisted living in the U.S. Okay, cool. Here we go. So we got ballparks. I'm going to pull this up here. We got right here. The average cost of assisted living in the United States is $4,500 per month, or $54,000 annually. The cost of assisted living varies depending on the type of community or facility in the state you live in and the level of care you need. So let's see. In Texas. So between $3,500 and $4,500 a month is what you'll be expecting to pay for assisted living in Texas. All right, let's think of a cheaper place in Mississippi. Mississippi, how much does it cost? The average. So Mississippi, the average cost for assisted living is $3,800 per month, which is increased by 8.57% since the last report in 2021. I don't know what this update is, but if it went up since 2021. So I'm looking at, and then let's see, California. Jesus, I don't even know what this is. Good Lord. In California, assisted living, they're saying the average is $6,200 a month. And the average monthly cost ranges, and it says, however, it's based on geographic region of the state. So it ranges from $2,900 to $9,400. It ranges from $2,900 to $9,400. Jesus, that is a lot. So even then, oh my God, that's loud. Can y'all hear that? Yeah, they're out there doing a lawn. So even then, if your child's going to stay with you, or, even you want to try to get, when the roles have to shift, man, can y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that? Y'all let me know if y'all can hear that or not. Because that's super loud on my end. Can you hear it on your end? Oh, excuse me. That is loud. Okay, anyway. So even if you're trying to make the transition, or you know, where you know you go out and make a lot of money, then you got to come back for your parents, because you know at some point your parents are going to be in retirement, pension, whatever the case may be. If you have boomer parents, and you know, usually slow down in like their 70s, where you know retirement kicks in. You know, in the 70s, you're not working as hard, you're just kind of riding out what it is that you had saved up for your retirement, your 401k, your pension, or whatnot. But even then, if the cost of living keeps going up, and now you're the breadwinner as the child, or as the son or daughter, but if it's eating into them and you want to try to put them in assisted living, that's going to cost a lot. Daycare costs too much if you're going to have kids. So it's like, it's a catch-22 all the way around. It's a catch-22. It's like nothing that you can do unless you go all in and chase opportunities and be able to be mobile with how you move and be able to take advantage of investments, because you're not just going to be able to sit in one place anymore, in my opinion, and make things happen and make things shake like you used to. It's just not going to work out that way. That's just my opinion. But let's go on to the next thing. So we have this other one right here that we have, and these two are going to, this one's going to talk about the disparity between the two. You have a Gen Z versus a baby boomer when it comes to the workforce. And they're going to speak on each other, on how they view each other in the workforce, basically. So they're going to, you're going to have somebody from Gen Z. Let me make sure this doesn't get too loud.
Gen Z watch.
So you're going to have somebody from Gen Z, and they're going to speak on how they view working versus how a baby boomer views working. You know what I mean? So you're going to hear how the way Gen Z sees the work environment and how a baby boomer sees the work environment. So let's go ahead and roll this footage and see. And this is what they're talking about in corporate living. So here we go.
Gen Z, watch out. Baby boomer bosses are freaking out about this.
I'm a Gen Z in corporate, of course. I'm not going to that meeting that's during my lunchtime. Take it off the schedule. I'm a Gen Z in corporate, of course. The screen is hitting the keyboard at 5 o'clock on a dot. Maybe even 4:30. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Can y'all hear that? Because I'm hearing a whole lot of going on outside. I don't know if it's like overbearing to where you can't hear what's going on the video. I don't know. Can y'all hear that or whatnot in the background? Is it like super, super, super loud? Because I can hear it, and it's like driving me up a wall, so I can only imagine what you're hearing. Can y'all hear that? No? Yes, no, maybe so? Because I can hear it, and it's like really, really, really loud. It's like getting on my nerves. It's like they're almost like slamming something into the ground. Like, what the hell is that? Okay. Well, I'm going to play it again anyway. So I'm going to start over from the top. Hopefully you can hear it. So here we go.
Gen Z, watch out. Baby boomer bosses are freaking out about this.
I'm a Gen Z in corporate, of course. I'm not going to that meeting that's during my lunchtime. Take it off the schedule. I'm a Gen Z in corporate, of course. The screen is hitting the keyboard at 5 o'clock on a dot. Maybe even 4:30. Sorry.
And it's not just things like he said in the video. Gen Z is changing the corporate culture probably forever. Lots say I wasn't built to work a 9 to 5 every single day. They're introducing things that are scaring the hell out of baby boomers. Like slump hours, siestas, chilled out one-on-ones, and flattened structures. They said the 9 to 5 every single day concept cannot be a concept any longer. Baby boomer bosses are pushing back, saying Gen Z is absolutely delusional, complete lack of common sense, and zero critical reasoning or basic analytical skills. But they weren't done there. They said that less than 4% say that the Gen Z generation most aligns with their workplace culture. Even though the generation is famously woke, bosses think 62% of the time that the Gen Z generation was the most likely to create division and toxicity in the workplace. And the baby boomer bosses are actually scared of hiring Gen Z because they think that they might get sued by them. So while this video is funny, it really shows off some undertones that's currently dividing generations, especially in the workplace.
Man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like that's a recipe for a disaster if you listen to what was being said. So we're gonna have to give it the old yeah, I mean, like really, you just gotta be like,
oh my god.
I mean, because look at what they're saying. So
Gen Z, watch out.
He's speaking on
baby boomer
how he's going to be working. He's saying if there's a meeting during his lunch break, sorry, reschedule the meeting. I'm on my lunch break. So in other words, he's saying, I don't care what the company has going on. I'm taking my lunch. You're not going to tell me what to do.
Meeting that's during my lunchtime. Take it off the schedule.
Gen Z in corporate, of course, the screen is hitting the keyboard at 5 o'clock on a dot. Maybe even 4:30. Sorry.
And it's not just
He said at 5 o'clock, maybe even 4:30, the keyboard is in the screen is in the keyboard. He's like, I'm not staying longer. I'm not doing no overtime. I'm not working no harder than what I should be. And then it says right here, in this article he has behind him, which I don't know the source, so I don't know the validity that this source holds, but it says in the article, I wasn't built to work 9 to 5 every single day. These Gen Z bosses introduce slump hours, siestas, chilled one-to-ones, and flattened structures because they're tired of the
things like he said in the video. Gen Z is
something
changing
corporate
the corporate
structural.
culture probably forever. Lots say I wasn't built to work a 9 to 5 every single day. They're introducing things that are scaring the hell out of baby boomers, like slump hours, siestas, chilled out one-on-ones, and flattened structures. He said the 9 to 5 every single day concept cannot be a concept any longer.
They said the 9 to 5 concept cannot be a concept any longer. Now, one thing that you have to take into consideration is that Gen Z is the new wave that's coming in. You know, I don't know what's the Gen Z. What is Gen Z's age? Let's find the Gen Z age range. Gen Z age range is going to be, Gen Z is a generation of people between born in 97 to making them. So between the ages of 12 and 27 years old is what Gen Z is going to be. All right, so the age ranges of 12 and 27. Whoops, I didn't mean to put that up there. God dang it. And then I lost my... All right, let me see if I can find it again. Gen Z versus Baby Boomer. Here it is. Okay, cool. So between ages of 12 and 27. So that right there is going to be the crutch of your workforce. That's going to be the crutch of the workforce that's happening right now. Because at 18, you start going into the workforce, and then you start to look at, 10 to 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line. So 18, 28, 38, 48. So that's going to be the demographic that's hitting the workforce the hardest. Coming out of college after being in college for 4 years, 8 years, or whatever the degree that they decided to go into. So that's who's coming in the workforce. And that's who's going to be the one that's going to change the 9 to 5 structure, because they're looking at it from a different viewpoint. Because we just saw the housing opportunity from the older generations. You know, in 1983, dude said on $23,000, $24,000, he was able to buy an $86,000 home, 4 bedrooms, 1,500 square feet with a new car. Now, imagine if he was working overtime. We don't know if he was working overtime, but if he was working overtime, I mean, he was killing the game. He was killing it. You know what I mean? He was killing the game. He was like, overtime? Of course. You know what I mean? And that one lady, I think she said what? She had the 5 children, and on one income, they had $39K that they were to raise an entire family. So put that man on overtime. He's like, of course I'm gonna have overtime. This overtime's gonna pay for the next vacation we go on, the next 2-3 vacations. I can save this money, invest this, and compound interest, everything. So of course he's gonna have. So of course the mind frame is gonna be different for work back then as it is gonna be now, because working overtime back then had its benefit. Working overtime back then, and you were the sole bread provider. Your wife was at home raising the children. She didn't have to worry about working, because if you working overtime, then that means cool. This next check is finna look lovely, and we get to take that money and choose what we want to do with it. Babe got a little money to go shopping on. She's gonna be chilling, because she know when he bring that check. Excuse me. Hold on one second. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Oh, My nose is still clogged up. Still getting over the sickness. But anyway, like I was saying, like with the previous generation, which was able to raise a family of 5 on just $39,000, or well, I guess a family of 7 because you got to count the 2 adults. A family of 7 on $39K. I mean, it's just crazy because you sit back and you look at that, and then you had the way Gen Z sees work now. They're going to change the workforce on this 9-to-5 structure. Now, with that being said, they're more into more relaxed living. You know, they try to do this whole work-life balance thing. I mean, I personally don't believe in work-life balance. I believe in busting your ass, and then you'll have the balance on the back end if you went hard on the front end. Pause. But they believe in more of like siestas, chill time, relaxing during the workday, which in my opinion, if that's the way the new wave, the new Gen Z is coming in and changing the workforce for 9 to 5, they want to work less and have more time to have work-life balance, and they think about their mental health and all these things that go on with working. I mean, I get it. I understand where they're coming from to an extent, but they're not it seems like they're not into hustle culture. You know, they're not into go out there grinding and like go get it hard. But I mean, at the same time, they do have a higher cost of living, so the grind is a lot harder. So I can't blame them for that, because I was able to benefit from grinding when the cost of living didn't cost as much. So I can understand that. However, in my opinion, my theory, what this sets the table for, if this is how Gen Z sees things, if they're more into less hours, less working, then this to me sets up the table for the next generation to be acceptable to universal basic income. That's just my opinion. Because universal basic income is going to give you a government stipend. And even if you do hustle and grind your tail off, it really doesn't make a difference, because if you hustling and grinding and you're barely making over what it is that somebody is not working is making, then it kind of kills your ambition. And I think that's what it's gearing up for. It's gearing up to like destroy your ambition and your will and your purpose and your drive to work. But let's let this guy finish.
Baby boomer bosses are pushing back, saying Gen Z is absolutely delusional, complete lack of common sense, and zero critical reasoning or basic analytical skills. But they weren't done there. They said that less than 4% say that the Gen Z generation most aligns with their workplace culture. Even though the generation is famously woke, bosses think 62% of the time that the Gen Z generation was the most likely to create division and toxicity in the workplace.
So they're also believing that they create toxicity in the workplace, which doesn't make anything no better, because I mean, hell, there's always going to be toxicity in the workplace. You know what I mean? And you can't escape that.
Baby boomer bosses are actually scared of hiring Gen Z because they think that they might get sued by them.
So on top of that, if you have they're saying that the baby boomer bosses are afraid to hire Gen Z, which then makes it even more harder on them. You know what I mean? It makes it even more harder on them, because now you have a generation, an age gap, a generational war, if that makes sense. Like, they're battling against each other, and now Gen Z is pushing back, because it's like, well, you already had your time to shine. You know, you've had the good economy. Now we're in this screwed up economy, and we got to find a way to live in it. And then you're coming in here afraid to hire us because of the way we're being put out into the workforce from high school to college, to what it's teaching you in these institutions, and it's pushing you out. And this is what you're coming out with. But you're afraid to hire us because you're afraid you're going to get sued. Like, you're kind of painting them in a corner. But then again, at the same time, if you're a baby boomer boss, nobody wants to be sued. I don't want to be sued. That sucks. Nobody wants to get sued. So it's almost like it's understandable on both ends. Because who wants to hire somebody who has if you got a high potential chance of getting sued from, you know? And then as a Gen Zer, you're just trying to make a living and trying to make something happen. But then also from a baby boom perspective, there's a higher toxicity rate of this person coming in, because if you have a crappy attitude, but you're good at a skill, I would just get rid of you, because I can't deal with a bad attitude. I don't care how good you are at whatever it is that you do. That don't matter. You know, you're not gonna sit here and affect the peace that I have going on at my job and the other people around me. Nobody likes that. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. So we're going to switch over and we're going to go ahead and get that one off. Well, we're going to go ahead and get that one off. But it's just crazy how it's like a recipe for disaster is just boiling up on all aspects. Like you can't ignore it. And the new wave of how work is going to look with the way Gen Z work ethic is looking, and how the economy on having a stable 10, 15, 20, 30-year job with a pension and a retirement, that don't look like something that pans out anymore. You're going to have to create your own understanding of retirement. I don't think you're going to be given one anymore, because Social Security benefits is going to be do away within, what, I think like 2030. Social Security is not going to be around much longer. That's not going to be something that people are going to have, you know? Like, let's see, Social Security benefits. Let's see. Or let's see. Let's ask that question. When will Social Security benefits go away? So, okay. So we'll look at this real quick. I'll pull this up real fast. So we have here, we're looking at Social Security benefits. Reaction. So according to the Social Security Administration, the combined OASID trust funds are projected to run out of reserves in 2035. Without congressional action, the fund would only be able to pay out 80% of retirees' full benefits, which the amount to a monthly cut of $324. However, the Social Security Administration chief actuary says not to worry, that the trust fund will completely run out of money. When will the Social Security run out? According to May 2024, Social Security trustees report the fund reserves that help pay for Social Security benefits will run out in 2035. Without congressional interventions, retirees would then only be able to receive 83% of their full benefits. Now, that's up to you if you choose to believe that what they're saying is 100% true. It could run out sooner, or it could run out and the 83%, what we thought, would probably only be 50% or 40%. But with that being said, we're already seeing people now at 60, at 70, 75, 80 years old going back to work. You're seeing that now. You're already seeing people at higher at retirement ages going back into work. That's already happening now. So to say that it's going to run out at 2035, but we're already looking at 70, 80-year-old people going back into work after retiring now. I mean, then you're and then you turn around and you're having these two completely different generations bump heads when it comes to working. Gen Z versus a baby boomer in the same work environment. It's a recipe for a disaster, because the baby boomer generation is going to be more aligned with company policy and structure. The Gen Zer won't be as much. But the inevitable is going to happen. The Gen Zer is going to be the younger, the more, energetic, the one that's going to allegedly last longer. But the boomer is clearly is going to have to work until they expire, unfortunately. All right, so we got another one.
etc.
And we have this guy here who's going to basically talk about the cost of living.
This is why I feel like,
and he's going to go ahead and give his opinion and synopsis on what this is. So let's go ahead and hear him cook, and let's see what he has to say about what's going on with cost of living. So let's go.
the cost of living has never been as bad as it is right now. Because it used to be, when the cost of living was high, it was for the things that you need in life. Food, gas, shelter, etc. All those things cost a lot of money. Right now, all of those things still cost a lot of money. And also, I feel like it's just expensive to just be alive. Like, I feel like my life, as soon as I wake up, is literally just me putting down a credit card. And it's just a tab. And life is a bartender. And it's just like, what are you going to have? And I'm just like, I'm okay. I don't really need anything today. And it's just like, oh, really? Well, if you're going to be here, you're going to need to spend money. And I'm just like, what do you mean here? I'm just in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you have to buy something now. It's even getting to the point where like, I feel like even my thoughts are getting expensive, you know? Like I could just have the thought of like, my nose is a little stuffy. And then all of a sudden, I open up my phone 10 minutes later and have 12 ads for like, oh, you have a pollen allergy and you got to buy these anti-pollen allergy pills or you're going to suffocate in your sleep. Sleep is the only place I still feel kind of safe. But even there, it's like I could have sleep problems for one night and then I wake up feeling kind of groggy and all of a sudden I'm getting targeted ads for melatonin gummies. It's like all of our necessities are still expensive, and then also just every increment of our life costs something.
Whew, man.
This is why I feel like
Hey, I'm gonna give him the victory music for that. But then I'm also gonna have to give him the sad music because he's right. But I mean, could you imagine having that mindset on living? And this is one person talking. Imagine a whole generation thinking about life within itself in this manner. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just shedding light on what he just gave an opinion on how he sees life. You know what I mean? And can you say he's wrong? Because you really can't. Listen to what he's saying and how he views living. Just the way he views just breathing air and existing in this world. Like, listen to how he broke that down. That was just a brutal breakdown. Listen to what he says.
the cost of living has never been as bad as it is right now. Because it used to be when the cost of living was high, it was for the things that you need in life. Food, gas, shelter, etc. All those things cost a lot of money. Right now, all of those things still cost a lot of money. And also, I feel like it's just expensive to just be alive.
I feel it's expensive to just be alive, just to exist. Just to exist, just to be here. It's expensive just to be alive. That's got to be a horrible way to just to wake up and think.
Like, I feel like my life, as soon as I wake up, is literally just me putting down a credit card, and it's just a tab, and life is a bartender, and it's just like, what are you gonna have? And I'm just like, I'm okay. I don't really need anything today. And it's just like, oh really? Well, if you're gonna be here, you're gonna need to spend money. And I'm just like, what do you?
Sheesh, man, that's brutal. And also, there's a movie called In Time. I don't know if you're familiar with this movie called In Time, where people had X amount of time on their arm. I think they had a year on their arm that they were given, but that time on their arm did not start until they turned the age of 25. When you turn 25, your life doesn't. When you turn 25, you don't age anymore. So your mother could be 75, or your mom and dad could be 75, but they still look 25. You have time on your arm. I think you were given a year. I believe they gave you a year to start out with. No, I don't think it was a decade. We'll just say a year. I believe they gave you a year. And then when you turn 25, that year starts. And you have to work for time. Time is the currency. So a cup of coffee costs time. A taxi costs time. Your rent costs time. Your food costs time. Everything costs time. So you really had no time to sit around and even think. You couldn't even think too long about something, because you could expire. You could die at any moment, because once your time run out, it's a wrap. It's over. And that's almost like what he's explaining. He's almost explaining that same scenario. He says, when I wake up, I feel like I have to put a credit card down. You know, it's like, there's my tab and life is a bartender. What do you want? I don't want nothing. I just want to live. Well, since you're here, you got to buy something. You know what I mean? Like, you better get on the go, because you need something. So it's like he had no time to think. It's just like, I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. I got to go. I mean, that's a tough way to look at it, because that movie In Time is a great example of what he's explaining. Because there was a part in the movie where his check was short. And he tried to argue about it. He tried to argue with his check, but you can't argue with your check, because if you're arguing with your check, people are waiting in line to get their check. The check is time. You're wasting my time, because my time is not money. My time is either life or death. That's what it changed from. It changed from time is money to time is life or death. He couldn't even argue about a situation because it took too much time to argue. And if you're wasting my time and I could die because of your time, and not to mention if I got wife and kids and I got to be mindful of their time too, like, I'm probably going to like knock you out or try to take your life early because you're wasting my time. And this is what he's explaining.
What do you mean here? I'm just in the world. And it's just like, yeah, you have to buy something now. It's even getting to the point where, like, I feel like even my thoughts are getting expensive, you know? Like I could just have the thought of like, my nose is a little stuffy. And then all of a sudden, I open up my phone 10 minutes later and have 12 ads for like, oh, you have a pollen allergy and you got to buy these anti-pollen allergy pills or you're going to suffocate in your sleep. Sleep is the only place I still feel kind of safe. But even there, it's like I could have sleep problems for one night and then I wake up feeling kind of groggy and all of a sudden I'm getting targeted ads for melatonin gummies. It's like all of our necessities are still expensive.
Sleep is the only place where he feels at peace. And even then, that's starting to get tampered with. My God. Man, that is brutal. Sheesh. That is just... That is, man, that is rough. That is I mean, to come up with that... What's the word? To come up with that, like, to come up with that theory or that viewpoint on life, man, that's rough. That's rough. I'm going to blow the whistle on that one. I mean, because he's not wrong. He isn't wrong. He's just expressing, like, what he feels like on his day-to-day living. If that's what you're feeling, I mean, I can look at a movie that describes what you're feeling. And that movie was rough. If you had to live that kind of a life, that movie was rough. You know, it's a good movie. If you ever see it, In Time. It's called In Time with Justin Timberlake. It's rough to have to live an existence like that. And in that movie, in order to go to different tiers of life, it costs time. So if you wanted to go to different classes, like a different class, it costs you a month, costs you 3 months, costs you 6 months, costs you a year, costs you a decade. Each class costs more money. But yeah, man, that's rough for him. For him to break that down that way, I mean, I got to give him his credit right there where credit is due. That was a really good breakdown, but it's a very unfortunate situation if you have to break it down that way. So I'm gonna give you a clap for that one, man. That's a good understanding. That's a good breakdown. So the next one we got here is this. This one is I'm not too sure on this one, but to add even more on top of everything else that's going on, if this is true, then sheesh, this is rough. But we're gonna go ahead and see what this guy's talking about. He's speaking on a new I guess I guess you can't call this I don't even call it a bill or what. Like I said, I don't know if this is true, if this is false and whatnot, but we'll just take it with a grain of salt and let's see what he's talking about. So let's go check it out. Here we go.
Just admit that paying taxes on your income is voluntary? It does sound that way. He is stating in his next tax proposal bill, the same bill which is going to charge up to 45% capital gains tax on stocks, cryptos. It's also the same tax bill that wants to charge you if your home has gone up. Even though you haven't sold it, he wants to tax you on the part that went up. Well, also in that bill, if you don't file your taxes, because a lot of people in America don't file their taxes, they don't pay their taxes.
Ah, crap. I did not mean to do that. Gosh darn it. I didn't mean to do that. My bad. Sorry.
Because it's a voluntary system. If you pay them, it's because you agree you want to pay them. Well, he's changing the law to where it's a felony if you don't pay them. It's not a felony now. He's changing that process and he's adding a $500,000 fine. That's kind of admitting that they're voluntary. I would say so. But 81 million people voted for that guy. Great job. Great
All right, so what he's saying here, to my understanding,
job, Americans.
he's saying that they're admitting that taxes are voluntary. And I'm not going to go and say that they are voluntary. I don't believe that taxes are voluntary. You do got to pay your taxes. I mean, you can't avoid the taxes because you are using their created currency. You're not using money. You're using a created currency. So if you're using their currency, then you got to follow their rules. So taxes are, my understanding, they are mandatory that you must pay them. I think he's just trying to, I think what he's saying with this Biden bill, he's trying to make it a felony that if you don't pay it, period, or whatever. I think he's just trying to raise the penalty of it, because I know tax evasion is illegal, but tax avoidance is legal, and a lot of the tax codes is based on businesses, and you can avoid paying taxes by using the benefits of the tax code. But to evade taxes, that's illegal. So I guess in a way, taxes are voluntary if you know how to avoid paying them using the legal loopholes in the tax code.
The same bill which is going to charge up to 45% capital gains tax.
So charging 45% on capital gains tax within that same bill. So whatever capital gains tax you make, going to charge you 45% on that. He's trying to get past
On stocks, cryptos.
Stocks and cryptos. Now, that's another one with crypto. Everybody's saying that, cryptocurrency is a good thing. However, but crypto is only going to be good if whoever accepts it. And the blockchain is forever. So it's always going to be able to go back in and look back and backtrack and find out what you had and what you spent, and probably hit you with a retroactive taxes? Who knows? Oh man, if that's true, sheesh, that's going to be painful. But to put capital gains tax on stocks and cryptos and on capital, man, that's going to be rough.
Also the same tax bill that wants to charge you if your home has gone up, even though you haven't sold it. He wants to tax you on the part that went up.
That's crazy. So on top of everything that's happening, for like boomers, for example, if they got that old home that was $50,000 whatever, and it went from $50,000 to $200,000. Then when the bill passes and it goes from $200,000 to $250,000, you ain't sell it, but that $200,000 to $250,000, that $50,000, he's trying to tax you on that increase while you're in it. That's ridiculous.
Well, also in that bill, if you don't file your taxes, because a lot of people in America don't.
And now all that's supposed to be allegedly a felony. A felony within that. That's not a good look. That's not a good look at all. Oh, I keep doing this. It's driving me crazy. Why'd I keep letting me just get that off the way all the way? That's not a good look at all. If they're going to make that a felony, that's going to be, which is weird because they've been beefing up the alphabet boys. They've been beefing up the three-letter tax people with ammunition and firearms. And we don't know why, but of course, look 5, 10, 15 years down the line, and you'll probably find your answer. So stuff like this, if this stuff gets put through and passed through, there's a reason why the alphabet boys who cover taxes are gonna be arming up, because they're arming up to come get you. Hopefully this isn't true, because then, man, like Gen Z really don't stand a chance at all. If something like this goes through on top of what they're already going through, they don't stand a chance. Like, they don't stand a chance whatsoever. Like, there's no way for you to get out of an apartment. Hell, barely even keep an apartment. So, I mean, that's going to be a brutal existence if this goes through, and if this is what happens. It's not going to be a good look. It's not going to be a good look at all. So we got this next guy here I'm going to put up on here. He's gonna give his nice little tangent or rant on the economy as well. And I hate to seem all negative and bad about everything. I'm not trying to. I just want to give an eye opener to the economy on, what different people are seeing and what different people are saying out here and about what's going on. So we're going to let him talk. He goes on like a tangent for a while, but I'm not going to let him do the whole thing because that would just be too much. But he's going to go on a tangent and explain today's economics are worse than the Great Depression. And he says, let me explain. So without further ado, let me go ahead and pull him up and let this man cook. Let him cook. Here we go.
Talking about the same thing, and they're on point, but they're forgetting. I've seen 2 videos in the last week talking about the same thing, and they're on point, but they're forgetting one big fact. So I'm going to cover this right now. This is what a lot of people don't realize. Almost everybody I know realizes that life is more expensive now, and that all of us are being outpaced by the cost of living. The cost of living has been skyrocketing for the last 20 years at least, and the the rate of pay and salaries, basically our compensation has not been keeping up with it, not even close. So all of us know this. Back in 2006, 2007, 2008, we went through that whole thing, and I remember how crazy the inflation felt. And I remember seeing a speech by Ron Paul talking about how it's not really the goods getting more expensive, it's just it takes more of our dollars because our money is becoming less valuable. That is true. All right, now, little fact. Here's a fact you may not know, maybe you do know this. The Great Depression, okay, if you go back to 1930, 1933, that period, it was considered to be economically the worst time in the United States history. It was the time when everybody struggled, people were eating rodents on the street. And if you go and do your math, you figure out that during the Great Depression, 1933 I think was the worst year. If you take what the average income, 25% of the workforce was out of work, the unemployment rate, 25%. It's pretty high. But the people who were employed, the average income was between $3,000 and $4,000. That's a real number. Now, if you take that number, $3,000 or $4,000, go with whichever number you want, and you adjust that for inflation and cost of living to today's money, and it comes in right around between $88,000 and $93,000. Back in the Great Depression, people were struggling and starving because they were only making $80,000 or $90,000.
Now, that's something we hear today. That's something we're hearing today. I even saw one lady who put in that she makes $80K a year and she's still living paycheck to paycheck. That one kid that we saw earlier who said that he had saw something that said that on $30,000 a year, that same $30,000 a year is now $164,000 today. And if people are making 6 figures and they're still living paycheck to paycheck and struggling, then what he's saying with the Great Depression time frame and the inflation calculator of that time checks out. Let him keep going.
Like, really let that sink in for a second. So now those 2 videos that I saw have said that. Okay, and that's a real thing. I get it. One of them said like $3,300 and the other guy said $4,000. But anyway, it's between $3,000 and $4,000. But here's what they forgot to mention. You know what they didn't have in 1933? All of the taxes and fees that have been piled on top of us over all these years, in the last 70 years.
That's true. That's one thing that people don't pay attention to. Somebody said it over here. Oh my God, paying a convenience fee if I use my debit card to pay my property taxes. That right there. A convenience fee to run your card. What is the convenience? What is the convenience? Or like when you get an apartment, I forget what the fee is called. It's like an admin fee or something. And it used to be because of the paperwork that they had to file, they would run like an admin fee or whatever that fee was. It's like $150 or something like that. It might be more now. Like $100 or $150 just to do the admin fee, and you don't get that back. That's just how much money you got to have just to file the paperwork, because they have to do the paperwork to run through. Well, now there ain't no paperwork. Everything's done through the computer. The fee is still there. A fee to run your credit card, a fee to run your debit card. All these hidden fees that He's saying they didn't have back then, but now all these fees that they're piling in between every single time you run your card. All that stuff, all those fees, and the increase in fees, the increase in late fees. Because now some places had a flat rate on late fees. Now late fees is a flat rate or a percentage, whichever one costs more. I don't know if you ever seen that before, but places are doing that now. Like apartment complexes, some are doing that. Some are doing, it used to be a flat rate of like $50 if you're late. Now they're doing, was it like a percentage of your rent if you're late, whichever one is more. So all those hidden fees on top of the inflation kicking in, he's right about that. That's something that people don't look into.
You guys know what I'm talking about, okay? We've got thousands of taxes that we're paying now. We've got gas tax, cigarette tax, soda pop tax, you name it. They didn't have that back then. If you just look at statistics, you're going to also find out that they added on income tax and payroll tax. Those are two new giant taxes. The taxes skyrocketed right after the Great Depression, and it compounded by 3 once payroll tax and income tax got added to that. So they basically tripled our tax, and ever since then they've been printing money like crazy, which is making all of our money less valuable, which is causing a bigger problem, okay? So not only would we need $80,000 or $90,000 a year right now in order to match what people were struggling with during the Great Depression, but right now we would probably need double or triple that to make up for all the taxes that we're paying, okay? All right, now it gets even crazier, because if you guys haven't noticed a trend, and I'm going to end on this note, there's a little stupid trick that our government is doing now, and you guys should be aware of it. We should be paying attention to it, and we should be screaming about this. The government has figured out that, okay, taxes are hard. Why? Because no taxation without representation. We have to vote on and approve taxes. You know what we don't have to vote on or approve? Fees. And they have figured out that if they just call something a fee, it's not a tax, and they can just make it up and charge it to us. Stop and think about all of the fees that you're being forced to pay. Now, I'm going to call bullshit on that. A fee is something that is a choice. I don't think that there should be any mandatory fees, because a mandatory fee is a tax. So I'm just going to call bullshit on that. And I think awareness is the first step. I think all of us need to be aware.
He's got a point on that one. Yes, he has a very, very, very good point on that one. That was a good synopsis, a good theory. So give him a round of applause. Yeah, shout out to him for that one, man. For sure, for sure, for sure. Because he's right. Fees do add up. There's a bunch of fees with everything that's added between. And if you know how life was before the Great Depression or during the Great Depression, then you wouldn't probably understand everything he's talking about. Even I don't. But who knows how much taxes were back then, or if taxes were really that big back then as they are now. But even then, if you were to do the inflation calculator from what he's saying, to make $80,000 to $90,000 back then with the inflation calculator, and people were still struggling, then now people making 6 figures nowadays and still living paycheck to paycheck. And on top of the fees that they added with everything is a tax, because the more you enter in credit cards into society, that's when you're able to add more fees. There's a fee when you use your card. So if you can add $1, $2, $3, $4, $5 fees every time you use your card, there was never no fees to use cash. So there's a more reason to use to remove cash, because those fees on a credit card add up. Imagine a population of 100 million people paying a $1 or a $2 fee every time they run their card. Easy math. And that's a fee. That's a fee. Or a fee, I should say. And you got to incorporate that into the inflation as well. So he's making a very, very good valid point, man. He's making a good point. And that's just a lot of stuff that we're going through right now in today's world and economy, man. It's really tough. It's really rough out here. It's looking like it's gonna not let up anytime soon whatsoever. So just be very mindful of what you're doing. Stay grinding. Stay looking for opportunities. Stay mobile. Do not stay stagnant. Keep moving. Keep grooving. Keep doing what you got to do to make things happen. Now, with that, we're going to segue over into our next segment. And if you do or don't know what that is, let's see if we can find it. So put a little smile on your face. Let's go ahead and pop this nice little thing up here. Yeah, boy. Yeah, buddy. Let's go ahead and pop this thing up here. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. Oh, yes. Here we go. Let's see it. Let's see it. Walk down that aisle. Oh, yes. Yes. It's looking lovely. Gloriously lovely. Yes. Whew. Yeah, buddy. We have to run that back for sure. We got to run that back one more time. Run that back again. 'Cause I like it. How about you? It's okay if you don't, but I do. Yeah, buddy. One more time for the people in the back who didn't see it. One more time for the people in the back who didn't see it. I don't think they saw it. Yes, sir. Styling and profiling. Yes. Oh, there we go. Can we pause it on the back end? Yes, we can. We'll give it a pause right there. And then we're going to slide this other one up here too. Let's see what we got going on over here. All right. We're going to pop that one up there. We're going to add them together. Why not? Okay. Let's see what we got with this one over here. Let's see what she can do. Okay. Whatever you want to call this little cookie cutter dance. I'll take it. Yes, sir. All right, we're going to run that back one more time. Let's see what we got here. Right. Hopefully they don't give me fair use. Hopefully they don't give me copyright for this crap. All right, so we're going to leave her right there. So we got that one up there, and we got this one over here. Bam. Now, in case you were wondering, what do these two women have in common? What do they have in common? Do you know? Do you know what they have in common? I'll tell you what they have in common. These two ladies do not exist. They are not real. They are AI generated women. That's what they are. They are not real. They are fake. They are fake. A deep fake, for one would want to say. These women are not real. They don't exist. No, not at all. Look. She ain't real. Not real. I don't know if you can see it right there. I'll try to catch the hand. No hand? Nope. Okay. But yeah, these are two AI generated women, man. Look at them. I'll try to stop it to see if we can find some flaws in it. No flaws. 1, 2, yeah. Like the hand looks a little weird right there. But yeah, these are all AI. Even the one in the background back there, that's an AI. All AI, man. All of it. All AI. None of it is real. It is all fake. No real human existing whatsoever. It's crazy. I know. It's crazy what this AI can do now. And to even make it even more crazy, somebody did a video with this lady. They did a video with this lady where they took, I mean, it could be a skit. Who knows? But we're gonna run it anyway. Where they took this woman, they took a picture, and then they did a alteration of the picture, and then turned around and sent her a message back to her saying we look alike. So let's go ahead and check this video out and just kind of see what the AI footage can do on the spot, which is extremely. Well, hold on, let me pull that back. Which is extremely crazy. There we go. Let's pull that down right here. Let's pull this one. Oh, crap. Where'd it go? There we go. We're going to pull it up and take a look at it. So here we go. So we got this lady right here. They're going to take her picture, and they're going to use, I guess you could say AI, but they're going to use whatever they're going to use to alter the picture, and look how the alteration turns out. Check it out.
No shoes in the car again. Actually, no, I do. Nothing too much. Slight, something little, something slight. Things. You said we look alike. Oh my God, bitch, we do look alike. What the fuck? Hey, that just means you look the fuck good. That's all that means. Hell.
Okay, potty mouth. Shut your mouth. All right, potty mouth.
No shoes in the car again. Actually, no, I do.
Look at this though. Look, it made her smile. That's crazy. It made her smile, and the smile looks genuine. And then it took her nose rings out, gave her long hair. They left the earrings in, changed the background. That is crazy. Look at this. And then immediately turned around, went to her live chat, said we look alike. With the photo right there, as you can see, there's the photo that they just made.
Things. You said we look alike. Oh my God, bitch, we do look alike. What the fuck?
Oh my Lord. Okay, too much potty mouth language going on there. I mean, I can't say that I'm any better, but she's wilding out right there. But sheesh, I'm not going. I mean, honestly. I mean, really, that's just. That's just horrible. That's horrible. I mean, to take it and just. It was that quick. It's how fast they did it. It was so fast. They did it with the quickness. They did it with the quickness while she was on live. They didn't take no time at all. I mean, went from this to this.
Nothing too much. Something slight.
That's just ridiculous. How fast did they make that happen? It's getting crazy out there. It's getting really crazy with what can be done. And it's going to get even crazier because now we have this this new thing, the World Economic Forum. They're going to be introducing something new here pretty soon, which they're not going to stop. They're going to keep pushing. But this lady's going to explain to you about brain sensors in headphones will monitor your brain. And I'm going to go ahead and let her give you an explanation on how that's going to work. So without further ado, let's go ahead and put her up here and let her explain how this is going to work.
So these are brain sensors, wearable devices. So these are brain sensors that are starting to be embedded in everyday devices, but until now have been a number of niche companies that really have focused on mindfulness and meditation. The use of, for example, brain sensors that can pick up electrical activity in the brain at a pretty low resolution, but advances in AI have both improved what the signal is that can come from the brain and enabled the miniaturization of those products. As a lot of the major tech companies start to invest in these brain sensors, it's a huge, I think, untapped market in many ways of integrating them into everyday devices. These are earbuds or watches or headphones and the soft cups around the ears. Many of those products are hitting the market this year, and others are hitting them within the next 2 years, such that people can listen to music, a phone call, etc., while having those devices in ears. Initially, what they will be capable of doing is very high-level brain state reading. Things like, are you tired? Are you paying attention? Is your mind wandering? Are you happy or sad? They maybe enable interaction like up, down, left, right for interaction with other technologies. And they're being embedded into things like virtual reality headsets, wearable devices. So these are brain sensors that are starting to be...
Yeah, so they're basically just talking about reading your brainwave and controlling your thoughts, and people over here in the comment section are basically just chiming in. Somebody here says, I swear my phone reads my mind. Too many coincidences happening. Somebody else says it's gonna take over your thoughts, which too late for that. Someone else said the number one question, how do we weaponize it? That's the truth. Always they're gonna weaponize. Somebody says this has crossed the line. You're too late for that. And then somebody else says they don't need devices to do this. Remote neural monitoring. Yeah, they're right on that. Should have said are monitoring your brain. Exactly, because it's already happening. It's not something in the foreseeable future. It's happening now. Somebody else says wait until these switch flips. 99% of the people have no idea what's coming. Not good control is the end game. And somebody else said, is she telling us something? It's like you're a little bit too late for that. Somebody else said music does brain control enough. That's true. Music has an extreme impact on brain control. So yeah, it's gonna be a no-brainer, no pun intended, on how this is gonna turn out. They're gonna control your brainwaves, which is already bad enough, but they're gonna take it to the next level, and it's gonna ask you, "Are you tired? How you feeling?" And it's like you don't need that to tell you that, but it's almost like a third eye, a third mind. Like it's almost like your conscience. That's really what it is. It's like your it's like the computer becomes your conscience, and your conscience is no longer your guide. The computer is your conscience and becoming your guide, and that's what they're basically doing. Allowing the computer to become your conscience. That's what they're trying to make it do. They want the computer to be your conscience. They don't want your brain to be your guide. They want to be your guide. And that's crazy. So now we have another one that we're going to go over to, which is going to show another future missed job opportunity. So say bye-bye to people at the drive-thru and say hello to AI. Here we go.
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like?
Can I have a chocolate frosty?
Which size for the chocolate frosty?
Medium.
Can I get you anything else today?
No, thank you.
Great. Please pull up to the next window.
That's not a good look. That's terrible. Like seriously.
What the fuck?
Like that ain't good. That's not good at all. Like there ain't nothing positive to say on that. It's like
No.
because if you really pay attention to it, excuse me, the more that they do, it's like more and more less interaction with other humans. That's really what they're doing. At drive-thru, it's less and less and less interaction. Now I don't know who took the payment, but there is no human-to-human communication anymore.
Welcome to Wendy's. What would you like?
Can I have a chocolate frosty?
Which size for the chocolate frosty?
Medium.
Can I get you anything else today?
No, thank you.
Great. Please pull up to the next window.
Somebody over here says, no, it's going too slow for me. Somebody says it's getting out of hand. Somebody said, I won't be saying thank you to any machine. Everyone getting replaced by AI, even software engineers. And that's true. Everybody's getting replaced by AI. There's nothing you can do about it. They're going to keep pushing it and keep pushing it and keep pushing it. That's why I want to show you all this. It's not like you can't see it, but at some point, you got to be able to think for yourself and be like, man, what's the pivot? What's the next move that one can make? Because a move has to be made, and a move should have already been made. Because they're not slowing up. They're not caring about anything that's going on. They're going to keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing until they back you into a corner, because you already see that their intentions with the technology that they have is not good. There is no good intention. All the way to the point where, okay, remember yesterday when I showed you, or was it yesterday or the day before yesterday, where I showed you the F1 racers, where the F1 car was driving by itself, so you're taking over the F1 racer job. You have the Wendy's employee job being taken away. You had, what was the one I showed? It was also a, oh man, I forget the other one. They were using the police officers. They were using the AI with the police officers, where the AI thing can look into your car when you drive by at the angle that it was in. If you didn't have your seatbelt on, if you were on your phone, the AI would take the picture, send your license plate over to the nearest officer, and he would make a determination to come and give you a fine or whatnot. The DWI AI thing, where if it looked like you were driving in the pattern of a person under the influence, they would send you a ticket out your way, or they would send you, a officer to come pull you over. And since you followed the patterns of driving under the influence, you probably weren't drunk, but you were following the patterns of driving under the influence, they'll pull you over and probably give you a fine. All these mechanisms are using to take money away from you, to use your labor against you. You know what I mean? And that's what it's constantly doing. It's constantly doing that over and over and over and over and over again. And you're not able to tell the difference between AI and what's real. They're creating that illusion, so you don't know what's real and what's fake. And everybody's job is being taken. There's nobody who is immune to this. Like that one that I showed y'all, where AI had made its own trailer for a movie. There were no real actors, nothing. There were no real actors in that movie. Everything was AI. Everything. For example, let's check this one out. This guy shows AI news. So let's see what he's talking about. Let's roll the footage right here.
We are so What you're seeing is called Channel 1. It's a next generation news network, but it's completely driven by AI. The reporters are fake, the visuals are fake, the voices are fake, everything you're seeing is AI generated. And it's way too close to believable for my liking. Just watch this for a second.
Hello, and welcome to Channel 1, a new way of consuming, reporting, and thinking about the news.
The nominees were announced via live stream, featuring a group of previous Grammy winners, including Kim Petras, John Bon Jovi, and Weird Al Yankovic.
Christmas Day brings the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical, The Color Purple.
Now you can see it's still a little off. The voices don't perfectly match with the mouth movements, but I mean, it's way too close for comfort. Here's why this is so scary to me. AI-driven news networks can be completely controlled by a single individual behind the scenes, all without you knowing their name or face. That's zero accountability. The narrative, the language, the stories, all designed and broadcasted in a matter of minutes. It can be translated to 100 different languages with the click of a button. And as these publications become broadly available and merged in with the rest of human-made media, it'll become really hard to determine what's real and what's fake. Channel 1 will say that their goal is to become an impartial, trusted news source. But how can we be sure that their motivations are pure? Now I get it, you could say traditional news outlets operate this exact same way today, and I'd agree, but at least there are faces and brands that you could hold accountable. These are going to be seamlessly piped into your normal content diet, and most people won't even know the difference. I don't know, it might just be me, but without guardrails, how are we going to know what's real and what's fake?
That's true. How are you going to know what's real and what's fake? If all the news is AI'd, and then turn around and they're going to turn it into your content creation, your content that you're watching is all going to be AI'd. Everything is going to be AI'd. You're not going to you won't even realize it. You won't even know the difference between what's real and what's fake anymore. You'll just accept it. You're just going to accept it because it's like, you can't tell the difference. You can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. Like, you're not going to be able to see what is real and what's fake. And here is a good video to show that actual ideology. Because if they're faking the news, that's one thing. But a lot of people nowadays, they don't get their news from the news, if that makes sense. You don't get your news from the television. You get your news from social media. You get your news from other people. You get your news from other social media influencers, or you get your news from just random people that we just seen, like how I've been watching. So, for example, how do we know that those people aren't AI'd? And this is what we're going to find out right here. Check this out. So we got this guy right here who goes on
TikTok
to
is
tell us
rolling out a
that
new
TikTok will replace
feature
influencers
that will take
with
human
AI.
create-
And to
TikTok
be
is
honest
rolling
with
out
you,
a-
the guy who's talking, he actually looks AI to me. I think he's AI'd. He really, really could be, but we don't know. And this is what we have. Check this out.
TikTok is rolling out a new feature that will take human creators off the platform, replace them with AI avatars of themselves, who will then sell you stuff you don't need from TikTok Shop. This is breaking news. Now, instead of collaborating with real human creators, brands will be able to shop for AI versions of them in a sort of deep fake marketplace. Choose their favorite and have them promote their products without the creator having to do any work. Which sounds good to me. Everyone seems to think I'm AI generated no matter what I do. TikTok says this new update will add a human touch to their ad content, and I suppose by that they mean removing humans from it entirely. But if you're ugly, don't worry. Brands can also choose from stock avatars generated from paid actors who've already signed their soul away for ad money. So why are TikTok doing this? Well, they revealed that 61% of their users have bought a product after seeing an advertisement for it, and they think people are more likely to buy from an AI. Seriously, who buys stuff from TikTok? That many people. Only just last year, Hollywood actors went on strike to protest this exact same thing, being replaced by AI replicas. But TikTok says this is different because content creators do get some control over the use of their avatars. We can decide if we want our likeness used, set our own rates, and choose which brands can use it. Would you buy from an AI?
Man, that's tough. You're not going to be able to know the difference, y'all. You're not going to be able to know. You're not. You're not going to be able to see the difference at all. So you're not going to be able to know if your content you're watching is real or if it's fake, and it's really going to get to the point where it don't even matter. Where it don't even matter. It doesn't matter if it's real or fake, as long as you buy the product. It's what it is. And that's what they're aiming towards. That's what they're gearing towards. That's what they're heading towards. It doesn't even matter, because TikTok will replace influencers with AI. And they're just seeing less and less need for the human unless they're able to extract resources from the human. The human is just a resource that they're trying to extract. They're trying to extract resources from. Whether it's currency, then that currency is going to change to something else next. As long as they can enslave the human is what they're aiming for. Not the AI, but the controllers of it. And that's really what it is. To use the human as a means of a resource that they can strengthen their profits. And that's what it boils down to. That's what it boils down to. So now we're going to segue over into still AI, but this is going to be Chat GPT. And how they're using the new Chat GPT 4.4, not 4.0, the new Chat GPT 4.0. 4.0. So the new Chat GPT 4.0, which already came out, which is actually out right now. You can go out and go play with it if you like. Whoops, messed that up. You can go out and go play with it, check it out, see for yourself, see if it's to your liking, if it's something you're interested in or whatnot.
So I'm going to write down a linear equation.
Oh, crap. So what they did with this one is they took the Chat GPT 4.0, and this one has a voice and everything, and they're using it to solve a linear equation, math. So basically, it can be a teacher. It can be a tutor. It can be a teacher. That's the best way to say it. Let's see how it's let's see how it fares at solving this math equation. So here we go. We're going to see what ChatGPT 4.0 can do when it comes to solving a math equation.
I'm going to write down a linear equation on a sheet of paper and I'll show you. And then I'd love your help working me through it. But importantly, don't tell me the solution, just help give me hints along the way.
Got it. Okay, I see it.
No, I didn't show you yet. Just give me help along the way. 1 second.
Whoops. I got too excited. I'm ready when you are.
Wow. Did you see that? I didn't show you yet. I got too excited. He didn't show her the equation. So he's showing the AI the equation from his phone with his camera. He's going to write the equation, and the camera and the AI is going to see the equation, and it's going to go along with the equation with his phone. Check this out.
So, ChatGPT, what equation did I write down there?
I see it now. You wrote down 3x plus 1 equals 4.
Yep, exactly. So what's the first step I should take to try to solve this?
The first step is to get all the terms with x on one side and the constants on the other side. So what do you think we should do with that plus 1?
Okay, I'm going to try to subtract 1 from both sides, and then I'll see what I get.
Great idea. Perfect. Now, what do you get when you subtract 1 from both sides?
Okay, so ChatGPT, this is what I ended up with. How does this look?
Spot on. Now you've isolated the term with x on one side, and it looks like 3x equal 3. What do you think we should do next to solve for x?
I'm not sure. Can you give me another hint?
Of course. You have 3x, and you want to find the value of x. Think about what operation would undo multiplication.
Is it subtraction?
Close, but think of the opposite of multiplication, because 3x means 3 times x.
Okay, I think it's division. Let me try to divide both sides by 3, and let me see what I get.
Bingo! Go ahead and divide both sides by 3.
Okay, so ChatGPT, this is what I ended up with. How does this look?
It looks perfect. You've solved it, and x equals 1. Nicely done. How do you feel about solving linear equations now?
Oh boy. Excuse me, sorry. Let's go ahead and give it the old good old.
So I'm going to write down a linear equation on
So teachers and tutors, you're gone. Not needed anymore. AI will be teaching your children. They've already started that first wave whenever they have children learn at home. Instead of, whenever the Storm Flu 19 came out, that was a great way to start implementing at-home courses, at-home online classes. And now with something like this with ChatGPT, solving linear equations, like if you need a hint or something, it's teaching, hand-on tutor. Another set of jobs taken. College, what you need that for? Unless you're trying to become a doctor or a lawyer. But even lawyers' jobs are being taken away. So doctor, surgeon, until further notice. You know what I mean? It was able to realize, it was able to see the equation, and then it even was able to, when he said, I haven't showed you yet, she turned around and said, oh, sorry, I got excited. Then when he showed the equation, she said, now I can see it. It's like the integration, it's on another level. And it's submerging us, and not just us. You got to look at the new generation, because I have a child. The new generation, look at the young children under the ages of 10 years old. This is going to be their reality. This is normal to them. Because schools right now ain't cutting it. They're not doing a very good job. Schools are not cutting it right now. If you got kids in school, unless they're in a top-notch school, schools are not really cutting it. They're not, because a lot of the teachers are either young or afraid to, teach these kids. Oh, that was loud. A lot of these teachers are too young, because when I was growing up, my teacher minimum age was 40, at least 40 years old. Nowadays, teachers got OnlyFans accounts because they got to survive. Now, teachers walking around here with BBLs and breast implants. You know what I mean? Like, the mothers coming to pick up their kids got OnlyFans accounts. The fathers could potentially be the cameraman for the mom's OnlyFans accounts. The teacher probably got OnlyFans account of sugar daddies. Nobody cares about the kid in school. So now this is going to put the onus on the AI to teach your kid. Granted, I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, but if you don't have your life set up to a point where you're able to utilize this for your benefit, it will be used to your detriment. because you're going to be in survival mode the whole time. You're not going to be able to be in abundance mode. You're not going to be able to take advantage of it. You're not going to see the opportunity in it. And that's crazy. That's crazy. So more jobs being taken away. And that's just what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. And speaking of more jobs being taken away, we're almost done with the show. Speaking of more jobs being taken away, where'd it go? Right here. We got this right here. We got Walmart. Good old Walmart, boy. You can't hate on Walmart. Walmart is where it's at. Let me see. Okay, so let me pull this one up. So we got Walmart, and it says that Walmart is stealing jobs, allegedly. Walmart added AI to their workforce. And this was, when was this? This was September, October, November, December, August, September, October, maybe September 2023, 2023, whatever. Walmart added AI to their workforce and a cafe using AI to optimize employee performance. So AI is optimizing your performance instead of you optimizing its performance. Now it has shifted and is optimizing your performance. So let's go ahead and take a look at what this looks like. So here we go. So we got AI adding adding AI to your workforce, and let's see how it looks when Walmart does it. So here we go.
This may be scary for some of you, but Walmart just embraced AI and some fear losing their jobs to artificial intelligence, especially with the current economy.
This California superstore, AI is how they plan to do it. When trucks arrive to be offloaded, AI has already organized the pallets inside.
We'll have to open up our camera, right, and hold up our work device, and then it's going to tell us what boxes need to go out.
Sensors in every aisle spot things as small as a freezer door left open. And AI even organizes the shelves.
And this may be at your next workplace where AI is monitoring every employee movement, performance, how many customers did they serve, how fast, and it tracks movement in real time. It also can track the customers, and as you can see, it provides how long have they been in this cafe. Many business owners are embracing artificial intelligence to increase efficiency, cut costs, and increase profits, in addition to installing AI-powered cameras to detect and prevent theft. They are also planning to launch drone delivery services that will be guided by AI. While many fear of losing their jobs, new jobs focusing on artificial intelligence will be needed, so maybe it's time to start learning about artificial intelligence.
Yeah. Now the AI robot is jobbing you. That's just the way it's going, though. Like I said, you just have to learn how to use it for your benefit and don't allow it to be for your detriment. That's all you can do. That's really all you can do. You can only figure out how to use this for your benefit. I mean, it's going to be monitoring you at the
This
job.
may be
So, for
scary
example,
for customers, and as you can see,
right
it
here,
provides how movement, performance, how many customers did they serve your next work.
Organizes the shelves.
And this may be at your next workplace where AI is monitoring every employee movement, performance, how many customers did they serve, how fast, and it tracks movement in real time. It also can track the customers, and as you can see, it provides how long have they been in this cafe. Many business owners are embracing artificial intelligence to increase efficiency, cut costs.
Business owners are using it to cut costs and increase profits. That's what it's all about. It's all about the profits, man. It's all about the profits. It's all about getting more money, more money, more money, more money. That's why I'll just try to sit here and tell you, man, if you can the best you can do is try to figure out how to pivot your way around it and learn how to be self-sufficient. Learn how to be able to live in a manner where you can benefit from it and not be taken advantage of it, because that's all that you can do at this point in time. There's really nothing else that you're able to do. You got to be able to use it to your advantage. You got to be able to benefit from it. You have to learn it. You got to figure it out. You know, you got to. There's no other way. Pivot, 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 pivot. And hopefully it's not too late. And with that being said, there's always a deeper meaning and there's always a deeper context to things. So I want to end it on this note with this, and to have a good understanding that whenever you're making a pivot, whenever you're trying to better yourself, whenever you're trying to do the right thing, always understand that the answer, where it's going to come from, it's always going to come from within, because that's the one thing that we do have inside of us. We got something in us that can't be taken from us, but it could be lost if you don't seek it. So let me go ahead and let this man speak on this. Actually, I should have just put both of them up at the same time. So let me go ahead and stick this man up on here and give you a little bit of wisdom, a little bit of knowledge to drop on you, so hopefully you can understand exactly what it is that could be done to help get you to where you're trying to get to, but know where to look in order to achieve it. So let's go ahead and close out and finish it up with this last thing right here.
You should have the perfect understanding that the journey you're about to embark on will not come without resistance. Those souls on the journey towards light are the only and the greatest threat to the rule of the dark brothers above and below. They have prepared roadblocks for all souls.
Thank you, Bill Dale. I appreciate it.
Combinations of food, meat, such a diet that is not conducive for the vessel to be a perfect conductor of light. The liquor store on every city block, alcohol by itself and in combination with food and gluttony are the limited comforts sought by the soul trapped in darkness. The only short-term release from the reality they think they cannot escape. But the comfort of the food and the liquor is short-lived. But the damage is everlasting as the alcohol and the food ferment over time, poisoning the blood which carries the life force, then slowly manifesting in the vibration we know as death. Even the youngest and the innocent minds are given access to exploitation of sex and vices in the early stages of life, accomplishing this in their dark arts and mental conditioning. So even the young and the innocent begin from an early age, robbing the body of the life force without understanding how to replenish it, killing the seed like no other, because the sexual energy is the strongest of them all. Lastly, they indoctrinate us from a young age by various mediums in their system, encouraging us and giving us incentives to get in touch with our lower selves, our desire nature, and emotions, all these low in vibration. In the art of alchemy, they are called the dross, the unwanted part of any base metal. In this process of life, we all begin as base metals that is to be transmuted into gold. But the dross, the unwanted parts of ourselves, must be transmuted and not embraced. The one truth is, regardless of the avenue or the particulars of the job, the one mission of every soul on earth is to transmute darkness into light. And all knowledge acquired during this time is to return to the Father in unity. Once the individual has attained a certain level of light, the lower nature or the dross is completely destroyed. Even though
And that's what it is. You got to learn how to destroy the lower part of your thinking. Understand that what he's speaking about is something that's within you. Something you have to figure out how to tap within yourself and bring out of yourself. Because everything that we're looking at, we're all seeing these things happening around us. But it's also the same thing that's happening around us. We can combat by finding out what is within us. And finding out what is within us takes isolation. And isolating yourself is going to be a painful one. It's going to be hard because the people that are going to come after you are going to be the people that are close to you and that love you the most. And let's let him finish up by telling us how this goes.
balance. The world has taught you to embrace the imbalances, which has made you weak of will. Your flame has become weak and feeble. Even some of you men have been brought down to your knees. It only takes the right storm to out your wick. You see, it is easy to have will for the material and the finite things, because the gratification is immediate. But the will to discard the material in order to release the latent God inside you, for that you're weak, simply because there is no instant gratification from self or others. On this lonely journey, what you're guaranteed to get from others is only ridicule, scorn, and contempt, because the swine doesn't know the use of a pearl. But if you are not numbered among the swine, why play in the pig pen? Most of the contempt for you on your journey will come from the home or somewhere close to you. It is a war of attrition. Hold firm. Matthew 10:36. And a man's foe shall be they of his own household. It is the material aspirations that bind us to the tomb we call the physical.
And what he's speaking on is the growth that you got to go through. Is removing yourself from the materialistic realm, tapping into the inner realm. You do your most spiritual, having to understand that Don't worry about what's happening around you. Do the work that is needed from within to shine from without. But however, while you're on that, you're going to be dealing with ridicule. You're going to be dealing with backlash. And what's even worse from all the ridicule and backlash is going to come from the people closest to you, the people you love the most, the people you hold dearest. And you got to hold firm, stand strong, stand tall, allow that to hit you, allow that to hurt you and to harm you. It is what it is. It doesn't matter. Let them people go. Don't be attached. I'm not saying forget them, but in due time, when things come around and they will see that you weren't crazy, you were just doing and taking the necessary steps needed, because you are the chosen one to make the decision in this life. And with that decision that you make in this life and you being the chosen one, nobody's going to understand it. It's a lonely journey. It's a lonely path, but you got to make it. You got to take it. You got to do it. You got to do it by any means necessary, because if not, the feeling of regret is going to come. And would you rather regret doing it or regret not doing it? Well, you won't really regret doing it because you won't know what it felt like to do it, but you will regret not doing it because you're going to feel that pain. But remember, pain's going to come either way. If you do it, you're going to feel pain. If you don't do it, you're going to feel pain. So with that being said, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate you. We did, how long is this show? Was this 3 hours? Sheesh, I didn't think it'd take that long. That happened quick. We did a 3 hour show today. Thank y'all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate y'all. Always, if you're watching on YouTube, man, hit the like button right there. Hit that like button. As you see, it's going to come up right about, no, not today. There we go. Right there. Hit that like button, please. Comment, subscribe, do whatever you can. If you're on Twitch and Kick, thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. You know, thank y'all for tuning in. I'll probably try to drop one of these one a day or one every other day. We'll stay on top of these, and we'll also stay on top of different topics and whatnot like that, just to kind of keep the positive energy going, keep it flowing, give you an understanding of what's happening in life, and to keep you on something that'll have you interested or entertained to get through your work day. Don't want to be all doom and gloom, because that's not what we're here for. We're just here to prepare your mind and get you ready for what's to come and what's already happening and what's on the horizon, to keep you motivated at work, to have you focused on a will and a purpose, to understand on how to move and how to pivot and how to keep going, and to how to navigate and live life while you're on this journey, and to understand that this journey that you're on, it's an individual path and it's going to hurt, but it's going to be well worth the reward on the other end. So with that being said, man, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I need to get up out of here. I got other stuff I got to do, so take care of yourself. Love y'all. Peace.